Evening. I don't know how long I'm going to be on, and I don't know how this has come out because, whew, a bit of a, not a weird day, but I've had discussions with people today, and funnily enough, it's something that came up this morning, and then it's just happened twice, but that's all right. I'm going to try and sort of talk about it because what did I put? What did I put for the title? I'm even forgetting what I put for the title again. Don't even know what I put. What did I put for the title? Reminds me. And if you're there, say hi, because there's 9 of you and I can't see anybody at the minute. So it's just mad. I was thinking something today and it's happened today with a few people. But then again, all stems from what happened on Sunday. Hi, Katie. I don't, what's my title? Something I am not, I can't remember. Sure, things come in and you just can't remember what you put. Yeah, what side of history? I am not them. I don't know if anyone's going to get this, but I think a lot of people who are on, the path, and because we all do we do it differently, even though it's the same path, but we interpret things differently. That's why sometimes we can get things wrong because we can interpret visions or things differently. But hi, Katie, Maria, Alyssa. But I think some of you will get this because when I woke up this morning, because when I came on and said I'll explain something after, and I've got the cards that came out that I'll show you after. I wasn't meant to be speaking on that video before. I was like, it's silent. It was meant to be silent. I was just showing you the pictures, which didn't come out that well anyway. Hi JP. So I'm just gonna waffle. I've wrote a few things down on this list of what I was thinking this morning, but I know when I look at my list, it never comes out right. It just ends up, I don't end up reading off it, I end up just saying it. Hi Claire. So this morning, I think I was in the kitchen. Hi, Danny. And I got the words, I just got in. You are not, I am not them. I know we have this all like oneness thing going on. I understand that. And mirrors and projections, which a lot of projections are going around right now, which I'm going to be re-going over. I'm just going to go in the flow with this. So if I don't say hi to people in chat, I'm not being rude. I'm just in the flow. So yeah, it was the words, you are not them. And I hope I can explain this, how I see it and feel it. It doesn't matter if no one else, on the other side of I am not them, believe it or not. It's me. But yeah, we're sovereign beings, and that's the thing of like everything that's going on now with the mixed up energies with certain stuff going on. And I'm going to try and explain myself in a minute. I don't know how it's going to come out, but the people who project their stuff, and a lot of people have been projecting, funny how it's at 22 and 8 now when I've been just listening a lot about the number 22. Higher consciousness evolution is, right, sorry, I'm not going to look at chat. If any of the mods, anyone there, if anyone comes in saying hi after I've said hi to Effie, hi Effie, can you please just tell the people that I'm not being rude, I'm just in my flow, and I get distracted, so I'm going to try and not get distracted because it's hard enough trying to put this out. I understand it, but putting it out, so just know that. So you might have similar issues. This is why I'm going to tell the story of what's sort of happened, and it's a story anyway. I mean, this whole thing's a bloody story, and that's another thing about a story if something happened today. So I'm going to try and go through the day, not in actual in depth, because I'm not giving names and stuff out. It's because all of it is just energy anyway. So people around me, people who know me that I might have had these conversations with, who may be watching, it's not it's not really about them, it's about the energy. So I got up this morning and I forgot that I wasn't taking little legs to school because he was getting dropped off anyway. So I got up anyway and I was in the kitchen and I was just washing up or something, and then I got the words in, you are not them. And then it made me think of the whole, what side of history are you standing on right now? Because we all know, well, a lot of us know, when you hit this path of what's going on now, a lot of people have known certain stuff. I'm not going through all that, but you start to realise a few things about the energies, and this is a story, and we are rewriting this story. This story is being rewritten. This is why we have to talk about certain things, but we also have to talk about the positive and the good, even though we know we have to look at the dark. This is why I say I'm well aware of the dark. I'm well aware. It's about being aware, so you know how those energies, those controllers that have been controlling, you can stop being controlled at a certain level of control, if you get what I'm saying. And the more you learn that these energies can't affect you. We are stronger than them. So, yeah, so when I got this word in, I am not them. It's a lot of people who've been projecting on me lately. I'm not getting distracted by chat of going on what's going on with Trump and all this lot, because this is another thing in a minute. So, like, I'm getting distracted again. Sorry, I'm not looking at chat. So I just find, I don't know, I think it's going to make sense. Just in a bit of a tiz about it, but it's not a tiz, it's just the energy. So I got these words in, I was thinking, well, yeah, these people who come to project, you know, I've had this since I've been on YouTube, people who come to project their stuff, especially lately because of what's going on. Funny how I was getting these projections off other people. That's fine, that's their thing, but it's projection. But sometimes in the so-called spiritual community, which, whatever, I don't even like that word anymore, is you know, it's all this, oh, we are one, we are all that. Well, I say, when I went on that march on Sunday, I say, no, we're sovereign, but when needed, we come together. That whole thing I don't need to go to again, because I'm not about protests. I just wanted to go and see what the energy was, but it's sovereign beings coming together when needed. So that word again, I am not them, is these people, and there's been many, who, you know, it's not just on here, it's in real life around me, who sort of come against, oh, I don't even know what the word is. What's the word? Like, sort of come on the attack to what you're trying to explain. And it's such a hard thing to explain when we know it's on a different level, it's on a different realm of consciousness. So it is hard. And I am going to say the word muggles versus, no, actually, wizards and witches versus muggles, because that's how it feels at the minute. And I'm going to show you a picture from one of the protests because I thought it was really quite funny in a sense. And I'm going to try and explain this the best I can explain it. It's only the way I explain it. It doesn't mean it's true for some people, whatever. Just let me try and find this picture. But it's just hard to explain to people. Really, 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 really hard to explain to people. So anyway, let me have a look. So I just found this picture because I just thought it was funny that someone put this picture up in, I think it was a Liverpool march, but it did made me chuckle. So that's why I'm going to show it, if I can find it, because it was pretty funny. Made total sense to me. Where is it? Did she take a picture? Did she take a picture? Oh, just let me have a look. Did I take a picture? So let me try and find it. I'm not... Did I take a screenshot? I don't know what I did. So... So, or did I take a picture? Just let me, I swear I took a picture. Maybe I didn't. I did take a picture. I'm sure I took a picture. Well, if I didn't, right, screenshot. We're doing a screenshot. So, screenshot, right, a screenshot. Oh yeah, I found it. So, this picture was on lockdown. I'm going to show the video actually. Lockdown Manchester and Liverpool revolt. RT UK. Someone was holding a picture up in a wheelchair on the march, someone pushing him with a V for Vendetta gold mask on, and it says witches versus lizards. Well, I'm not being funny. Wizards, it says at the top, I know you can't see it probably, versus lizards. Well, basically, in a magical world, which I believe we're in, people will go, what's she talking about? It is the witches and wizards versus the lizards, reptilians, those who are not of love, those who are not very left-brained, those who... Does anyone get what I'm saying? I'm like, oh my God. And because I've been into alchemy and stuff for a few years, quite a few years, I've always been into that stuff since a little girl without knowing certain stuff. Don't need to go through that right now because I don't need to tell everybody everything. But at the end of the day, it is that I've had a knowing, thinking today, watching people like, just the people I watch and the people that shout out on the channel, and Mark Atwood, and even the things he's talking about, even if people know this, it doesn't really matter. It's just going over what we knew. As a kid, I was always into the mystical, the things that apparently weren't real, fantasy. I mean, Mum used to always say, I'm sorry, I'm in the flow and I'm just going off. I'm not even looking at my notes. I don't even know. It's just going to come out. So please remember in chat, I'm not looking, getting distracted. Please, the moderators, let people know that I'm just in flow. I'm not ignoring anyone. Just, I get distracted. I'm trying to learn not to get distracted. So I've always been into like the fantasy films, always where there was like magic. And my mum's always said, 45 in the house, oh, I don't know why you like all this stuff because it's not real. I've not just realised this, by the way. I've thought about this a lot over the time, but more now with what's going on, just because it's that stronger presence of, we are the magical ones, the alchemy. We are the ones who manifest. They're trying to stop us from manifesting in this realm. I believe we're on a realm, by the way, in this realm. And that's why, like I said, and I'll show you a book in a minute I got today, a lot of things were put in books and films. Yeah, a lot of it, they do put subliminal messaging, but some of it is actually put out there under different names, and it's a fantasy story, because really it's real, and they want you to think it's not. I looked something up ages ago, and I can't remember the name of this book, and the name was really weird of these two characters. Well, they're not. It was spelt backwards. It was reality spelt backwards. So I thought, God, that's a really weird name, and I don't know what made me think read it backwards. So it was reality versus fiction. They were the characters in this book, right? I don't know what book it was called. And I thought, fucking hell, like, put it in front of your face. Like, they were telling you the story of reality and fiction. Really, it's the opposite way around. We know they revert everything. So what is called myth, fantasy, fiction, magic. Oh, it's not real, that. No, it's all Disney. Doesn't matter, whatever. Even though we know Disney's not, so I'm just putting that out there. But it's real. So the reason why I was resonating as a young girl, always, forever, up until my age of 42, or am I 43? I can't remember. That's how fast time's going. I've always been into it, and they're the films that I've always loved. I don't always go for the so-called true movies, even though they can be moving, but the true movies, because some of that, the documentaries aren't actually, they might be, bits might be true, but do you know what I'm saying? They're not always full of the truth. It's just to take you off the scent that that's not real. That's not real over there. That fantasy stuff you think you like. Well, I was resonating with it more than I was resonating with that stuff over there. No, I don't do cards. I get messages. Yeah, well, the thing is, the conscious evolution. I'll talk about cards as well. I've said about cards before. There's many different ways of getting messages in, which I'm going to talk about Mark Atwood in a minute. Which I knew this. Cards is one of the ways. It's a book. It's a book. Yeah, our eyes are open. Thank you. So I'm just going to carry on. I'm not going to get distracted by chat. I'll see what you're thinking a bit. So that to me has always been a massive part of me, and a knowing that makes totally more sense today, now, in this time now, of my future self now, not then. Even a few years ago, even when I was a kid, it was sort of this knowing. I remember watching a film called The Sorceress or something, and it was an old film, could have been a 70s film, I don't know what it was, but where I lived, they had, in the army, we had like a place called The Mess, which I think is like a pub sort of thing for the men, but we were allowed in the back. And I remember we were playing these games and we were allowed to watch this film called The Sorceress, something like that. There was a sorceress in it. Something like a Krull film, you know, Krull. It wasn't Krull. It might have been Krull. I don't know, but it was one of them films. And I just always remember, I loved that. I loved this film about this sorceress and the magic in it. And it always stuck with me of like, what was that film? What was that film? It might have been that with the Cyclops in and everything. I know that's Krull, but I'm just saying it was something like that. And that sort of stuff has always stuck with me. Looking for my future self now, I'm like, oh my God, it's because we are. And I've said this before, the people out there projecting the crap on me lately is because they're all I can see is, you know, this is my perception of things. I'm not bothered what they think. If people hate me, don't like me, don't get me, that's nothing to do with me. That's their business, not mine. And it's not talking about the people who've come over lately, because there's been many people like that. There's probably many people now that still don't like me. I'm not bothered. It's that thing of they're dealing with their own demons. Even people around me, when people come at you and they're triggered for a reason, sometimes they don't know why and they get angry. And sometimes it's not really because of innately something you've said. It's something innately in them that they just can't let go. And it's, to me, it's just feeling very strong at the minute with that message that came in today. You are not them. Is people are still dealing with their own demons, and instead of dealing with them, that's not a bad thing. Everyone's had them or got them or are getting rid of or still might have a couple of left. I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying I'm free. I'm just saying people are dealing with their own demons and they're trying to project it on other people because they don't want to deal with it, and they like to blame everybody around them. Everybody around them. And I don't know if anyone's feeling that at the minute, but I am. And it's not a bad thing it's going on. It's the unearthing of the shit that's going on with the energy. So it's not even saying, I've never said these people who came at me the other week and people who were whispering and doing the Chinese whispers on air, outside, around me, around my home, people I know, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's that energy of everything up earthing. So everybody's like, ugh. Everybody's getting triggered. You know, we know there's a golden age coming, but before this golden age, there's all this bubbling up, and it is affecting people. You know, and some people say, yes, it's all within. Yes, we know it's all within, but still, it's hard not to get caught up in these energies because it is massive and it is coming out, and we are going to feel it because people are feeling it, even if you're not getting in a debate or an argument, because that's just daft as well, but we all get triggered. You will feel the energies. And even people go, oh, you know, I'm just, you know, like we said, we're watching the show, but you're still going to feel it. Because I wouldn't have got that message in this morning. And funnily enough, I've had a few conversations today with a couple of people where it's just like, oh my God. I had one who was worried about what they support, like, you know, if you went on a march, they went on a march and they're afraid that they might be seen that they were at the March for Freedom. Like, I went on Sunday, I'm not bothered to say because I shout it out on here enough. And they were worried about what other people are going to think of them and what, and I'm like, if you believe in something wholeheartedly, you've got to stand it up in your truth. It doesn't matter what they're saying or what they're going to say to you. This is why I just speak my truth on here, whatever it is, because I can't not speak my truth. It might not be yours, it might not be theirs, it might not be them people that have been coming at me lately. Well, fanfare and, do you know what I mean? It's my truth. And I just said to this person, you know, this is the problem with the world. They want to support something, but then they go back in fear of what's someone going to think, what are they going to say? Tough what they're going to say, right? Then another energy came in of someone going, oh my God, actually, I'm going to tell you this one because it's that ridiculous. I hope he's watching. This person, my ex, my son had stayed at theirs for a little longer, and I went to the march on my own. Not that it had made a difference, because you can take kids, because it is the fight for freedom for our children. There were children there. Got back to me today and said, I'm going to take legal advice, legal action against you. And I was like, what for? You never guess what for. because you've been brainwashing my son to believe Trump is a good man. And also, you went on a march. I was like, right, one, I went on a march and I've got my own brain and I'm a sovereign being and I'll go where I want to go. And I won't be told off you narcissistic person, because he was a narcissistic person. I'm not with you anymore. Two, me and little Finn have a bit of a laugh about Trump, and I say he's after Thanos and, he's one of the Marvel characters, having a laugh because some people have lost the personality with what's going on and can't have a laugh. Yes, it's serious, but yes, we know we've already won, but yes, we know we've still got to keep the boots on the ground and keep going. But the best thing is to have a laugh about it at the same time, because a bit like Mark, yeah, exactly, Effie, a bit like Mark Atwood would say, they take humour out of everything for a reason, because laughter is a form of positivity, which is a frequency which goes out. So we have a bit of a laugh with it. We still have a bit of a laugh with the whole Trump thing anyway, even though I'm supportive of Trump, and I'll get back into that in a minute. So he goes and says to me, yeah, I'm going to take legal. I said, oh, good, let's go to court then. How's that going to stand up? How stupid is that? I'm going to take my son off you. He's going to come and live with me. Right, because of what? Because I went on a march for what I believe in, because he believes in all the stuff on media, and because my son sometimes says about Trump, and he talks about Boris, and I laugh because he thinks Boris is Trump's brother because of his hair, you know what I mean? We have a bit of a laugh with it. He's 5 years old, for God's sake. Stop brainwashing him. I'm not brainwashing him. He has got a mind of his own, actually, and he will tell you. But that's the reasons why. And I thought, what is going on with people? That's how deranged people are. Cognitive dissonance. I was just like, you really think that would... You're going to take legal action? Go on then, because what? It's like the people who think they thought they'd said that they'd exposed me for being a Trump supporter and a Q supporter. I will say again, because these people are probably watching, no, you didn't expose anything. You got twisted up when I said, oh, I'm being exposed because you said you were going to expose me. And I was joking. It was a joke saying, oh, someone's exposing me as a Trump supporter and a Q supporter. Everybody knows that because I talk about it all the time. So you can't expose somebody that tells everybody that anyway. Transparency, people. So that was another thing. Yeah, I got a bit mad. I got triggered. I said, come on then, let's have a conversation. Wouldn't have a conversation on the phone because it was absolutely ridiculous. But that's where people's mindsets are at. And then I just had other things with stuff going on with the whole march, why I went, the COVID thing, the virus thing. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm not saying there isn't a virus. I'm saying, yeah, like the common cold or the flu. I had it a couple of weeks ago. So I've just had this debate about this, that and the other. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't get, and it's not the person, it's the energy. I don't get how somebody came in today or yesterday, putting a comment on. And yes, I deleted it because I've told you, if you're an arsehole, I'll delete it. This is going to sound really harsh. And I'm sorry if anyone's passed away, because that's not nice, but it's life and people die. People die every day, every year, year in, year out, of all sorts of different things, right? So someone came and commented a stupid comment like, and I don't mean it in a nasty sense, well, I had a friend who died of COVID. So what are you going to do? Like, going on like, what have you been spouting out? And it's a bit like, right, I'm sorry if your friend died, but research, people die every day, every year, every minute, every day. It's not nice at all. And, someone came in the other day and said someone had passed away. It's not nice, but people die every day, every year. It's not a new thing. But people seem to think this year that everybody only dies of COVID. We all know the numbers are wrong. So if the numbers are wrong, what else are they lying about? Because we all know they're lying. Yes, you can get a cold and you can get a really bad flu. And yes, people die of the flu. But people die every year, every day, every year, year in, year out. Cycle of life. Things die, plants die, animals die. Nature. So I'm just thinking, where the hell are people's mindsets? And then people go, yeah, but I say, like, if you're well It is, and someone did put it in a link, but I knew this anyway. I don't know if I can find it. Yeah, death is a part of life. It's not nice, it's upsetting, but death is a part of life. So there was something somewhere, and I've said, well, people who watch mainstream media haven't got a clue. You need to go and research. There's an actual document out there when people research saying that it's against human rights to be basically wearing a mask, and it's against human rights to be, if you're well, to not be allowed to go out, basically, because we're supposed to socialise. It's the people who were ill who are supposed to stay in. And then people go, yeah, well, how do you know you're not ill? I was ill a few weeks ago with fluey, coldy symptoms that I get twice a year, every year, as I always have done every year. But I had vitamin C and all that. Felt crap for the first 2 days. Yeah, felt a bit achy. Yeah, with that thing that you get. But everyone thinks that's COVID. Felt a bit tired, really tired for 2 days. The third day felt better. And then I was just a bit tired. And then I was fine. But guess what, folks? I don't need the government or a COVID test to tell me I was sick. Because someone said, well, how do you know you're sick? I went, because I know I'm sick. Because I'm obviously not 100%. So I just stay at home and sort of isolate myself like I always have done. And I don't go around people when I'm ill, when I'm that ill, because it's like, I'd say to my friend, well, I'm not coming round to your house. I'm not coming round for your house for a brew tonight because I'm ill. And she would say to me, oh, I can't come round tonight because I'm really not feeling well and I don't want to give you me cold or the flu. And I wouldn't go around my nanas or older people, not that my nana's with me now anyway, because I'd be like, well, their immune systems are normally lower. I won't come around because I don't want to get... That's normally common sense and that's normally what you do. So I don't need the government to tell me what I haven't got. I don't need the government to tell me that I need to be quarantined because, and the thing is with all this thing anyway, and I'm not one of them people that are out all the time anyway, because people do me head in these days, and I just tend to go food shopping and come back home and I do the things that I like, you know. I was out in summer doing my thing, nothing stopped me from getting out, going out in nature, doing the things I normally do because I wasn't someone who wanted to be out as in clubbing and stuff like that. I don't do that anymore. So I was basically just sort of, I've been quarantined, but not through them telling me, just because that's what I'd naturally do anyway. And I've just been keeping myself to myself, especially with all these energies going on. So it's just bonkers. And then you get in arguments then, but I said, like, it's like that energy, people don't get it. Amazing how many people fall for the government. I know, and someone said to me, and even people waking up to the fact that they know it's not law, it's a guidance. It's like, yeah. So there was 30, oh, by the way, the news reported today on ITV, if you're from the UK, about the march on Sunday, and they lied. They said it was very dangerous because all these people there, a couple of hundred, by the way, there was about 3,000 of us not wearing masks because we know if you're well, it is against human rights to lock people down. It's the people who are ill, and the people who are ill would be staying in. The only way I'd ever go out if I was ill is I'm not single, but I don't live with someone, do you know what I mean? So, like, I'm not single mother sort of thing, but I'm not single, but I don't live with someone. So when I have to go shopping, food shopping, or in the past, I've had to go on my own. I don't drive, so I have to go, carry all the bags back myself and everything, right? And I remember one time, a few years ago, I was ill and I had a bit of the flu and I was feeling dizzy. There was no one else to go shopping for me. So it was either go or starve, basically. Even though I couldn't get, really didn't want to go because I thought I just feel faint. But I went in the shop, I got my food and I got out quick because I felt faint. I thought I was going to faint, but I didn't stand breathing on people or lingering. When you're ill, you just want to get there. Get your stuff, you know, like say you needed a bit of milk, I don't know what it was, orange juice, I don't know, bit of bread, milk, whatever it was at the time, that time. Get in, get that, and get home and get back in bed. Because who else was going to do it for me, right? So I had to do it. There's things you have to do sometimes and you have to go out, but you don't linger around people and you don't breathe on people. You just, you know, going around getting stuff and going. And then people don't even know that the virus is in your body anyway. So it's like, when you've got a mask on, you're breathing it back in yourself. Now they're reporting people have got ulcers in the mouth, spots on the face, they're getting hard breathing with the chest. Yes, because you're wearing a mask. Oh, that thing of I can't breathe, and I'm going to show that in a bit. It's like, yeah, you can't breathe because you've got a mask on. A lot of people are still doing this. They're wearing a mask with the nose hanging out. So they can't really be believing in it, really, initially, can they? Intuitively, because they've got the noses hanging out, but the mouth's covered up. Well, if it was that bad, why have you got your noses hanging out? Because you're going to catch it, aren't you? And then there's that thing again of, it's all right when there's 6 people, but not when there's 7 because it's highly intelligent. You can stand over there paying at the till and you have to wear a mask, but 2 feet over there, you're allowed to sit and eat without your mask on. You can sit and eat on an aeroplane because apparently it don't get you when you're on an aeroplane eating. It's like, where are people's mindsets? But people will shove in your face and get angry. Well, I know someone with COVID. I know someone who had COVID apparently. And they thought they had it, and then they came out, they had a bit of a Quinny, you know, that HCQ, whatever you call it, got better. And then she said she realised it wasn't, it was just the flu. And I was like, so just saying, so I don't know where I went off at a ramble with that. So I've had all this energy flying about with everybody, but it is to me, it's not even about that, the virus, it's just about all this energy erupting in everyone. And I think the people who show the most anger I'm feeling all over, on here, everywhere else around me, are the people who are still fighting some sort of demons. Because when you're in fear, and I've heard someone say this before, I see it. It's like it leaves a tear in you for energy to seep in, siphon, or entities to grab onto you, attach to you, and bring you down more in that fear. Because the people I see about, especially on YouTube, the ones who scream the loudest, like what Q said, look out for the ones that scream the loudest, the ones who have a frequency, not, we can all swear, we can all say things, it's a frequency. People don't understand of where they're coming from. I am very aware of what's going on, but I don't come on shouting and screaming about the fear of it. There's a lot of people who are even into Q and stuff and whatever they're into, and they'll still shout out about, you better get planting and you better get, you might as well go and dig a bunker in your back garden, because, do you know what I mean? I'm like, right, fear mongering, because fear is an energy. And as I've said the other day, yeah, fear is the key. This is why when people watch, some people go, well, I don't watch the news. It doesn't matter. You're watching TV. You're watching Coronation Street. That's a soap over here for any Americans. You're watching EastEnders. I stopped watching them years ago because they're depressing as fuck. They are depressing. And the reason why they're depressing, I can't watch anything on TV. The game shows, everything. Coronation Street, for example, I had to switch the TV on before because I had to see what the news were reporting on the march. And I'm going to go into that again in a minute because this is how they lie. We all know how it works. But anyway, someone remind me of that in a minute. So it was Gail. And I remember Gail. No, it wasn't Gail. I don't know what was going on anyway. But I knew it was doom and gloom because I'd saw something that was saying about a storyline of another murder. Because, yeah, dead enders, exactly. They have to put all the shit out there and it's dead depressing, and then obviously they have to reel you in of what's going on now. And they'll probably chuck all the stuff in there. I don't know. They probably talk about Trump on them programmes. I don't know, because that's a form of brainwashing as well. People don't understand. Your TV is still a form of brainwashing. All of it. All of it. You can't say, oh, well, I don't watch the news, but I watch the soaps. The soaps are brainwashing. The adverts are brainwashing. Proven as well is my son, yeah, he does watch a bit of YouTube and that, and he doesn't watch normal kids programs where they always have the adverts on. I asked him what he wanted for Christmas. He said he didn't know. Normally kids would be going, muggles would be going, I want this, and I want that, and I want that. And he doesn't say that. Yeah, and even sports are as well. Sports are as well. So people say, oh yeah, well, I only watch soaps. And it's like, yeah, the reason why most soaps, and they all are, I can't even say it's most, are all doom and gloom. Something happens, like murder, all this stuff that never really happens on your street anyway. I mean, some of it does, but do you know what I mean? It's not like that. It's because it's to make you think that, oh my God, that storyline's so depressing, you feel better about your life, right? Because most people who watch that sort of stuff probably are depressed because they watch it because it makes them feel better about their own life. Not saying everybody, but also it's a low frequency because everything's crap. The news never reports anything good. They just lie. Hardly put anything good out. Now and again. All the soaps are just full of crap. Murders, this, that, and the other. It's all low energy. I watched Dolly and Mark and JC, Charlie and Real People talking about real things. I do not watch. Thank you, Monica. I'm just trying to explain what I was going through today because it's just experiences. It's not getting anybody out there, even the people that are projecting their crap on me because they're not looking at themselves and they're not dealing with their demons. We're all dealing with stuff. It's the way you deal with it. So, the TV and everything. And then it's like, oh, it's just bonkers. Absolutely bonkers at the minute. And I know people are so frustrated on both sides because, people are sick of hearing about people going on about this. We're sick of hearing about people not getting frustrated at people who can't see it. And it is like that wizards versus lizards. Like the guy put in the video. Wizards versus lizards. And sorry about this. It's just going to be off track everywhere. So knowing frequencies, yeah, it is. It is. You are an energy light being, what you focus on. Yes, you create. Patricia Murphy, I'm getting into the creation side. I'm warming up because that's where it's going. We create our reality. I've known this for a long time. We do get sidetracked. But when you say this to people, they're like, what? Oh, you mean law of attraction? Actually, it's real, but they miss a few things out. I've known this for a very long time. I have talked about it in past videos way back, because it's all alchemy. Yeah, you must balance. It's all about balance. But people aren't balancing the two realms of non-physical and physical, because that's what it is. And we do manifest. And we manifest in the non-physical, let's say, down to the physical, the heavenly realms down to earth. But I know some of you will know what I'm talking about, trying to, where the witches and wizards, the normies, I don't know how else to say it. It's not me being nasty. The muggles, it's like Harry Potter. You've got your magic wand. They don't know what you're going on about. So when you start trying to talk in wizard and witch ways, which is normal, really, but muggles don't understand you because all it is to them is blah, 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 blah. Because they're not seeing or understanding or the inner knowing of that realm which is within. Oh my God, because the universe is within you, the heavens are within you, the higher state of consciousness. Oh, but we use many different words. That's why some people say, oh, it's a realm, oh, it's a higher state, oh, it's actually heaven in the sky. Whatever you think it is, a bleeding spaceship, whatever you think it is, it's the same thing to me. They just don't get it. It is so, oh my God, Harry Hopper. Yeah, I also see people when they have broadcast live through the social media. Yeah. So is anyone sort of getting what I'm saying? It's like people say to me, you talk cryptic. Even my fella says you talk cryptic. I'm like, not to me I don't, and not to others I don't talk cryptic, because when you're in a stand, it's just a frequency and you sort of just get it. So, oh my God, I got a magic wand. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? So, and I did write down, what was it? We're bringing in the golden age. This is where we're going, and this is what a lot of us want to bring out and talk about. Just like Mark Atwood was saying, I'm going to show that video. You manifest when you believe it's already here because it's in the now. It's not what I want, and that's why people get stuck. That I want, and they go into that I want mode. It's not that. But if you have one thought that you don't believe in it, you're breaking the magnetism of that coming in, because it is like a magnet. The universe will give you what you want when you're acting as if it's already here. I've known about this for a very long time because I've done it. I've not done it for I've not done it for a while. As in, some people say, "Oh, your life's sort of been a bit, all right." Yeah, I've not had that many shitty things happen because I'm not that of a negative person. If you're negative, you're not really you attract what you are, and that's not being nasty to people. But you attract what you are. What you focus on, you attract. So if you worry all the time about stuff that hasn't even happened, you'll bring it in anyway because you're focusing on it. If it's a thing through your day you constantly focus on, I have to tell my mum all the time, Shut up. Stop thinking about that thing that isn't even... What are you thinking about that for? It's not even happened. That's how you bring timelines in as well. If you're constantly talking about fear, and it is quantum, yeah, quantum manifestation, that's why Q is quantum. People don't get it. Q, I've said before, Q's more than people know it is, but they go on the fear mongering if it's a quantum computer, it's like this killer AI thing. No, that isn't. There's another timeline for that with the New World Order. Yes, there's two sides. There's two sides. When people say two sides of the coin, yeah, Trump's not that side of the coin though, but there's an opposite. So which timeline do you want to go on? I'm going golden age, by the way, if you want to get on my train. The more you talk about the crap, the more it comes in. Now, I know this, and some people, even who aren't for me at the minute, will go, yeah, we know this is what I'm talking about. Yes, but it's merging together. It's a bit like these things are merging together. It's not done before where the physical and the spiritual have actually merged together. It's always been a sort of, I don't mean separate because you can get there, but that other side, the controllers have tried to disconnect us from manifesting. And we can manifest, but I think the manifestation was dumbed down by, they've dumbed it down with things in the air, they've dumbed it down with book burnings, they've dumbed it, because a lot of people say out there, oh, it's all within, you don't need to read no books, you don't need to read no books or watch nothing, the knowledge is all within. Yes, it is, but I tell you what, a good book triggers off and helps you remember. And that's why they did the book burnings, because the old ways of when people used to study, not study what we're taught at school, by the way, study lots of different things. That's why they did the book burnings. That's why the witches were burnt at the stake of those knowings. And we forgot, and we're remembering again. So things do trigger you off when you're reading. So I don't go with the crap out there when people say, you don't need to read a book, because they've said to me, oh, Dolly thinks she reads this and reads that. It's funny because these people read books as well, because I've seen it. So we all get our information somewhere. It doesn't matter where you get your information from. It's if it resonates and it helps you along your journey. Yeah, the golden age is here. Yep. So, abracadabra. I've only just been watching the last abracadabra, so don't ask me too much of that. I sort of get it, but can't explain it because it's really weird. It's one of them knowing things, and it looks like a Q clock as well. If no one knows what I'm talking about with the abracadabra thing, yeah, knowledge is key. Exactly. So when people say you don't need a book, I just say, shut up. Do what you want to get any knowledge from whatever. You go within and see if it resonates. If it resonates, you know why. English page at 70. Whoever runs US Black Budgets creates the timelines. Even freaks bills to overpower. It's coming soon to be planning. And I think, energies. That's why the Nikola Tesla Tower. Tesla, free energy, that's coming, free energy. The energy should be freed. I think the Nikola Tesla energy is more than people know. I think it's quite a few things. The energy is the manifestation, the manifesting. So layered. So layered. Exactly, Effie. It's good to be aware of the fear, but try not to let it control you. Exactly, people are letting the fear control them. And that's why a lot of people who are in fear won't go out and stand up. They won't go out on marches. They're scared, this, that and the other. They're scared to be seen because the fear controls them. And a lot of people out there don't want to look like they didn't. You can't brainwash me. I wasn't brainwashed. Blah, 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 blah. That sort of stuff that's going on. Well, we've all been brainwashed, so get over it. Hi, Angela. So, Tesla died 7th of Jan. I'm born... Oh, not 7 again. Anyway, I'm going to go off on a tangent again. I'll come back in a minute about the police and all that, but about the march. But I went to Morrison's today and I thought, I'm going to see something in there. I don't know what it is, manifesting. Something will just jump out at me. Don't know what it is. Going round, and it's the 9th today, the 9th, bit of a divine number. And I went past where the magazines are, and I'm just like, looking at my pens, because I had to go and buy some biros, because I love big biros for drawing in. And I just thought, I'll go and see if they've got some biros, because they had cheap ones, but I don't like the cheap ones, I like proper big biros. Anyway, I seen this book, and I've been talking about Redshift, Blueshift, not on here. I've talked about Redshift, Blueshift, I think, but I was talking to someone around me about Redshift, Blueshift, why you see red and blue in a lot of films, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going into that now. And I just saw this book, and it had a sticker on here saying £9, and that just jumped out at me, 9 divine. And I just saw the red and blue and thought, oh, and it caught my eye. So I looked at it and it said, The Book of Two Ways. And I thought, well, there's my answer to my question today of that I am not you, or whatever that I put in the title. The Book of Two Ways, because the book of life, like I said, is like that book you had as a child when you had two ways of reading the story. You had one way, and then you found out if you took a turn you could die in it. So you thought, oh my God, I don't want to do that one. So I'm gonna go back again, and I'm gonna do the other. It was like two stories in one, and then you went and read the other story, which is good because you had two books in one, basically. And I'm not looking at anyone at the minute. I'm not looking in chat at the minute. It was like that. You know, you can turn around and do the other way. But it said, a writer the world needs to be reading right now. And I thought, and that was The Independent. Yeah, and we all know what they are. But remember, they put stuff in as fiction or whatever. And you read it and you're like, that's the only way they can get it out. So, you know, like Magenta Pixie's doing at the minute. Magenta Pixie at the minute is cracking me up with a little story she's doing. She did one with Laura Eisenhower. And I'm going to show this tonight because she said something that I would say, and to put out to the haters out there as well. She's doing it in story form, so like, by JP, algorithms that don't pick up on what she's saying because obviously she's, I'm not monetized, she is, but it was just dead funny because they're making words up for Melania and Trump, not calling them by their real names, and making it out as if it's a story. And she said the other day, it's only a story, you know, it's not real, and it's so funny. So I was listening to that. So that's what they do. They put it out in oh yeah, it's not real, you know, it's just a story we've put together. But anyway, so it's got water on the cover inside. And then I just randomly like to do this because it's dead funny because Mark Atwood, whose show I was on, I've been listening to his Abracadabra thing with Juicy and I can't remember who it was, but they're really funny. And I do understand him in a sense because I'm quite fast talking and my brain thinks different, not a muggle. And I just opened it randomly on a page. Do you want? And I'll tell you what it said. And I thought, well, yeah, I knew this book was, you know, it was page, let me see, page 149. Yeah, 149. So where's the 149? 149 says, are you ready? The land, Egypt. And then it said, where is it now? Was it this? In my dream, Brian is trying to open the door to a parallel universe. I thought, yeah, you got me in, and that's not even page 1, that's page 149, which I just randomly opened on because I like to do that because that's how you get messages as well, because it's a book. And like, was it JC with Mark Atwood? I heard her say that about, it's like a book. I've said before, tarots and oracles are a story of us. We are the ones we've been waiting for. I know this. The people out there, yet again, who could be watching, you're wrong. Your facts are wrong. You've been telling people we say Trump is our saviour. No, we didn't say that. And I have never, ever said Trump is our saviour. You believe that because other people have said it, or you believe that because that's what you think we've said. When you actually sit and listen to someone instead of what other people say, because this is a bit like mainstream media, they're a bit like mainstream media, never said that. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Like I said with Lady V the other day, we are the Rainbow Tribe. So those people, yet again, got the facts wrong because nobody has said Trump's a saviour. Trump is part of the manifesting because he knows about manifesting. He said it once in his interview years ago when he was in Trump Tower. I can't remember what it was he said, and I don't mean about the whole thing of coming in as a president because we all know that. He said something about building his towers and he visualised whatever he said, he visualised it. Whatever he said, I thought, oh my God, he knows about law of attraction. They all do anyway, let's face it. But They want it for the world. So not even going into that yet at the minute. Yeah, mainstream media is definitely full of it. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So it says, in my dream, feeling a bit blue today, so tuned into your positive words. Thank you. I was feeling a bit off before because I just got into a bit of a debate about something. I thought, no, I'm coming on. It's just energy. I'm not holding it against people, not even the people from before. It's just energy. Everything's blowing up everywhere. So it says, in my dream, Brian is trying to open the door to parallel universe. I mean, I think most of you will think you're in a parallel universe at the minute. Because do you remember the picture that I drew? Let me just see if I can find it. I think it's over here. Remember this? Especially with what's going on with the whole lockdown situation and everyone's screaming about Trump, and a lot of people don't know in America. I don't think the proper votes are until the 14th of December. Trump is still president till January, so there you go, mainstream media lying again. He's still president at the minute, so and now they're trying to report that Melania's going to divorce him. No, she isn't. Mainstream media lying again, and we all know what's going to come up in the midst of before then. So just saying, he's still president. So the mainstream media line, he's still president till January. You can go and look at that yourself. Yeah, Charlie Freak's great. I understand Charlie Freak. A lot of people don't understand him, but I understand him. Understand him. There's the Tesla. So there's the Tesla. So do you remember when I show you my pictures now and again? I had a picture of, do you remember this one? Yeah, people go on about the collective consciousness. There's a lot of the collective consciousness that are dragging people down. Too busy fighting. So do you remember when I drew this? Two worlds. So we've got the feminine and the masculine. It's been very masculine energy for quite a long time. Age of Pisces and all that and stuff. That's not going against men. That's just that energy. But we're turning it round now because it's a feminine divine that's rising. But these two will merge, yin and yang. It's got to be in balance. It's all got to be in balance, but it's not been. But these, no, look like a pair of boobs on here. It's quite funny actually. But this was representing two worlds pulling apart. That's why they're not, they're going, because that's what's going on. And you feel like we're on this side and we're like, what are you lot doing over there? Like, can you not, do you not sit, when you talk about universe, you're in your own universe. So when I'm like my own universe. So when I go next to someone else's universe, which is somebody else's Taurus field energy, whatever you want to call it, same bloody thing to me. It's why people argue about everything. It's like, what's going on in your universe? Like, where you, what? And and you're like, I'm here in this dimension. Where are you at? You're well in 3D. Like, it's just like, it's about to pop, do you know what I mean? And it is that separation of what's coming up now, like everyone says, of the big divide, because it's massive, and that's why people are arguing. But like I said in the title, I think I put, what did I put on the title? History. What title have I put on the title? History. It's the side. It's not Republicans versus Democrats. This and the other. It's good and evil. It's the side of history you're gonna be on when this goes down. What side of history are you gonna be on? I know what side of history I'm on. Apart from all the shitty arguing with people that some people, yeah, we're into the same thing, but you're not seeing what Trump is. It doesn't matter anyway because it's all coming out. But what side of history do you stand on right now? You're going to see it, and some people aren't going to like what they chose, but they chose it, and that's fine. You have a choice. People say you're not controlled. Well, we have been controlled, and a lot of people still are controlled because they're still brainwashed. So their choice will be made of how they make their choice because of they believe in the media. Yes, we've all been there at some point, but that is what's going on. Yeah, worldwide, and then people, the thing, I think Magenta Pixie said, the thing about, I'm going to play it anyway. It's America again. Realise we'll all be America then. We'll all be America because America's supposed to be land of the free. Well, Trump wants everywhere to be land of the free. So therefore we are all together. Where we go, when we go, we might as well all call ourselves America. No, and then people go, yeah, the New World Order, one world. Well, no, there's two sides. There's that one world or their one world, what they want to bring in on their timeline. But there's the one world that we want for everybody, our one world. So There's two timelines, and that's why they're so very close. They so very sound like each other, and that's where people get confused, and that's where people will go, yeah, but he's another side of the flip coin, and he's for the New World Order. No, look again, he's not feeding to the frequency. Why am I not matching up with what I'm saying? That was really weird. If anyone gets what I'm saying, and I think a lot of you do. Yeah, what side of history? I know personally I'm on the right side of history. Just like Terence Williams said, my mouth is not going with my thing. What is going on? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to read this out, and then I'm going to show you. I think it was Magenta Pix who said something today that I thought, because Lady V came in yesterday and said, oh, have you seen Magenta Pix's new video? And I hadn't seen it with Laura Eisenhower, but what they said at the beginning is proper resonate with it, and I've said it before. People go on about love and light, people, carry on, love and light, yeah. There are soldiers in this game that were needed, so, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. So I'm going to read this. Yeah, but you see, New Age, Luke, I'm starting to lose hope because what MSM is saying is coming true. It's not coming true though, is it? It's not coming true. If you feed into it and fear it, it will come true. And this is the whole thing about people's energies. You speak exactly my language, Dolly. Lots of, oh, thank you, Yvonne. That isn't any fault of your own. I'm just saying, New Age, Luke. When you feed into the bullshit of mainstream media and you think, oh, I'm losing hope now, they want you to lose hope. Nothing's coming true. Trump is still the president till January. Americans don't, and Americans in the chat, the ballot, is it off like the way you vote, and then you've got to have like the college electoral roll, or what, that's got to add up. That's not even in yet, so it's not until something like the 14th of December. Well, that hasn't happened yet. It's a mainstream media's projection. That's why when we manifest, I said the other day, right, before I read this thing, and I'll say it again for anybody new. Yeah, I'm buffering. The world we live in, imagine, I'm going to draw it. And this is nothing new to people, but I'm just going to try and draw it. Right, so, I don't go on like, oh, it's flat earth and all this. We're not talking about that. That's a bloody big psyop out there. People still in that thing that aren't even worried about what's going on now. Right, imagine. Right, say, like, here we are. And this is just looks better when it's drawn this way. So there we are. Right, we've got... I don't mean here we are, because I'm not doing a, I don't know. Right, here we are, mountains, things, trees. Right, here's Earth, right. Right, here's, see it as you want to see it however you want to see it. It could be spherical, I'm not really bothered. It could be just a big torus field, which I believe it is with the plane in the middle. But we're not getting into that, because I'm not arguing about that. Whatever you see it as, so I've drawn two, whatever you see it as. This top part here, some people call the dome. I sort of see it like that as well. Right. But we're not getting into arguments. This is just what I'm saying. So here's Earth. Earth is real. You've got your plants, your trees, mountains, whatever, animals, beings, whatever, right? That's all real, yeah? Now, imagine, I said the other day, this dome is like one of them kids' dome things you get in the bedroom, and it puts the stars around the room, and some of them play music for babies. Well, this big thing here is like, we're under a dome, right? And whatever they project out in this dome is what we think our reality is. It's one massive what is it called? Projective screen? Is that what it's called? What's it called? Like a projector screen where they play a movie out, because that's all they do to us with the mainstream media. Of course you will. You've got to have faith, Ron, and he knows about manifesting. This is what he wanted to bring in. So it's like one big projection. Yeah, projection screen. So they project to us through the help of mainstream media, especially when that came in the 1950s. Alpha hypnosis, whatever they call it. So they project on the world, on our world, or our organic world, telling us what is what, who is who, and what's going on. Hi, Dawn. When we all know, when you start to dig, that no, it isn't real. Hence, when I went for a march on Sunday, there was about 3,000 or more thousand people. Now, we all know the mainstream media lie. And they went on the news this morning and they said, no, they didn't, at 6 o'clock today on ITV and told everybody it was very dangerous and there was only a few hundred people there. When we all know it was absolute rubbish, right? And then the police came near the end when a lot of people had dispersed. And yeah, there could have been people there that wanted to cause fights and that, because I did hear someone say, oh, I want a rumble and all that, but you get that everywhere. So what they do is they set it up where the police go in, try to arrest people, and then someone stood there from the BBC, because there was, taking photos of people, trying to put all the shit out in the newspapers and on the news, which they do. Look at these bad people, who these couple of hundred of people, there was thousands by the way, who, oh, look what they were doing. So everybody thinks they're bad people. And that's how the world works. And I'm going to show you a video. I don't know if it's Red Pill Phil had the police and all that, and you know, some would say, oh, they're antagonised. They weren't there when we were on the march. They were there at the beginning. 3,000 and more went. No police there. Nothing was said. Nothing. Not until the end, when a lot had disappeared. Then the police came in because there was less people. And we've been noticing this all around in a lot of marches. So we all know it's bollocks. Hi, Captain Seacat. We all know it's rubbish, because you can't fool the people. People who've seen that in the street will be like, oh my God, it was a peaceful protest, which it was. The guy who's doing it is really good. He's peaceful. And they're like, well, they were saying it was like this big disruption and it's like dangerous. And it's like, it wasn't dangerous. I don't have to call them Mockingbird. It's all the same thing to me. If you know what it is, you know what it is. So, you know, yeah, well, stop calling them mainstream. You've stopped calling them mainstream. Yeah, I just say mainstream mafia, medieval media. You can call them what you want. So I'm going to show you this video from RT UK. Now, this was Manchester and Liverpool doing the marches. Yeah, a lot of it's out of jealousy, and this person's trying to say again that I'm jealous of them. It's like, I don't think so. So let's just go to the video. I just had to air this off my chest today. I've just forgot what it is. What was it? Don't know. Shining own light. Everyone's got to shine their own light. Let me see. Is it RT News? Can't remember. Yeah. No. Oh yeah, RT UK. So RT UK. RT UK. Right, RT UK. Now I've got to find it. Is it still here? Don't know. Oh, yeah. Lockdown, Manchester and Liverpool revolt. Let's have a look at this. This was Manchester, where I was.
And we need to stand up and fight for our freedom. We're being abused by government. And we need to stand up and fight for our freedom.
We are being abused
by government. And we need to stand up and fight for our freedoms, because it's all based on lies, what they're doing.
I will not be told who and not who I can see. I'm a free citizen. I will go where I want. I will do what I want. I'm not harming anybody else.
And that guy's right. If you've got common sense, like I said earlier, if you were ill, you don't go and mix with people. You stay at home anyway, out of your own common sense. We don't need to be told off the government what to do, where to go, and who to see. And also, if someone was letting someone round and someone was ill, then it's up to them if they get ill. Do you know what I mean? Because they let somebody round. So good. Now, this all happened. I wasn't here when this happened. I'd gone home, but and don't get me wrong, I do know there are antagonisers that do antagonise the police and they do have to push them away. And there are people that just want to go for a fight, not even whether they believe in it or not, because I heard people saying, I can't wait for a brawl, which means a fight, which they were young lads when I looked at them who, even if they were into it or not, there are people that do go to try and cause fights, and that does no good for the movement because it just makes us look stupid. But mainstream media do a really good job of it when they know what sort of footage to go for. I'm not saying on this video, this person's video, I'm just saying they know what footage to go for. If they see anyone fighting or anything's happened at the end of the day, because maybe people have had drinks, because people will have had drinks, that's the footage they take, that's the footage they put out to the people who are sat at home watching Coronation Street and feeding their minds with the bullshit. And that's why they ever go at everyone else, why are you not wearing a mask? Why are you not doing this? Oh my God, that was so dangerous, you went on a march. No, it's actually dangerous that you're wearing a mask. You have a virus in your body anyway. That's what people don't go and research. You have loads of viruses in your body. When you have a mask on, you're breathing it back in. You are actually harming yourself. But there's also the flip side of the police are just doing the job as well. Some of them don't know. Some of them believe it themselves. So there's a lot in everything. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, the police were not really about when I was down there. When I left a bit later on, when you do get some people who do want to antagonise, they were there then. But like I said, that gets picked up by mainstream and all that as well. And that's what they put out on mainstream for everyone to think it is a terrorist group. It wasn't peaceful. It was peaceful. This was at the end. This was later on. This wasn't the march. This wasn't the speech. So, you know, they're showing this on air, but that's the only part that mainstream would show. And the thing is, they're supposed to work for us. They're supposed to serve us, but they're not. And I know somebody's saying, yes, it's because, you know, they don't want to lose their jobs either. But when the police start to wake up, because they have in other countries and they've got on the side of the people, and it will happen. Oh, and by the way, I just want to put out there, the video I showed yesterday of the guy with the bagpipes on Remembrance Day, yes, it wasn't nice what the police did, but I soon realised when I showed it yesterday, but I didn't say anything, is it actually looked like that bagpipe person actually went to walk into the policeman, and my dad said, I didn't know this, if you walk into the police, they have to push you away. They just have to push you away. That's all they can do, just push you away. And that's what he did to her. I looked at that and I have to look at it again, but it did look like he walked over to him where his bagpipes were nearly hitting him in the face. Just saying, it's not good anyway what they were doing about Remembrance Day, but we've got to remember there are antagonisers that are antagonising things to look bad, even though, you know, they're doing what they have to do because it's their job. Just saying, I'm not saying that's the honest truth, but that's what it looked like when I looked at it a second time. Yeah, so much has been programmed into the minds. They believe anything as long as it's on TV. Exactly. And when they see all the police wearing the masks and other people not, it's like, oh my God. This was Manchester, I think, still. I think it was. This was all us lot in Manchester. I think this was Manchester. It was Manchester and Liverpool anyway. This may be Liverpool now. I think this is Liverpool. Yeah, people are standing up. Wizards versus Lizards. Whoop! That was hilarious. Yeah, Liverpool. Piccadilly Gardens, but this was Liverpool. So there was that, and then there was Paul Boys who did the event on Sunday, which was great, and it was peaceful, but they're trying to make out it was dangerous. No, it wasn't. I was there, so obviously I'd seen what had gone on. This is the media talking to Paul Boys, because we all knew it was coming on at 6 o'clock today. So let's see if you can hear this. So this was on my TV, but
it's just not necessary. We believe those that are at risk of this very real virus, so we all acknowledge it's real. I certainly do, and that's the message I was conveying.
yeah, we're not saying. I've said before, oh yeah, it's rubbish. I mean, yes, there's a virus, but the virus is just like the common cold or the flu. So we're not saying it doesn't exist, because them things do, because we've had them for years. So just saying. And by the way, not that he said it on here, but this guy is into Q and he's got a channel, and I shouted him out the other day, and he's into Q and he knows what's going on with all that. So, good guy.
It's real, and we believe those that are vulnerable should be isolated and cared for by their families and their communities, and the rest of the country should be allowed to go on. And that's what we really stand for. Essentially, freedom.
Many doctors and nurses might be watching that though and saying, well, we don't have the freedom not to treat you if you all get sick.
Yeah, and my answer to that would be that we had many doctors and nurses in the crowd, so I know because they're friends of mine. And listen, we can go back and forth. Standing up for democracy and our right to freedom of speech was worth that risk. And those people that turned up also decided it was worth that risk. And that's what we're standing for. We're allowing people to have the right to choose.
Is it worth risking the life of the doctor or nurse to ask for treatment?
Allowing people to have the right to choose to go and stand up, because they're going about, oh, what about the doctors and nurses? He went, there was doctors and nurses that were there that he knows personally that know what's going on. So back in your face, mainstream media. And then they tried to report after that about, again, how dangerous it was. And I don't know, was it this bit?
Demonstrations have been allowed to go ahead despite the pandemic.
Well, I'm a supporter of all protests. I was a supporter of Black Lives Matter protests.
This woman was saying she was a supporter of Black Lives Matter. She was a supporter of this, that, and the other. Emma Kenny, who people are respecting, even though we know what lied behind Black Lives Matter and all this. But thank you, Effie's Football Boys YouTube channel. Go and check it out. Say you've come from me or whatever. Yeah, we all know what lied behind that. But what she says, Emma Kenny, is she is good on mainstream media. And what she said was, they're saying, oh, you know, that march shouldn't have happened. Yeah, but it was all right for Black Lives Matter. And it was all right for, what was it called? The Extinction Revolution, which we all know is a load of bollocks as well, because they're going on about climate change, which we all know isn't what they say it is. Well, most of us know that. But it doesn't matter if she went on that word, that doesn't matter. The point is that she's saying is, it's all right, we were in COVID and there's this massive killer virus, yet Black Lives Matter were allowed to go out. And people say, yeah, but I don't know what, they weren't allowed to, but you're racist. No, if it's a killer virus, that's dead strong, we're all in lockdown. Why would people be protesting? You can't have it one way and one or the other. So if Black Lives Matter can do it, and Extinction Revolution, whatever they're called, took no notice of that one either, so can we. Oh no, but the news don't like it, then do the mainstream. The people don't like it then. Even the sheeple, sorry, just came out my mouth, the muggles, weren't really going on about that. Oh no, but they've got to protest that. Or you racist. What? I thought it was kill a virus. But people are all right with that, weren't they? But they're not all right when it's actually about our lives. It's like my ex saying, oh, I'm going to get what legal action on me for supporting something that's going against everybody on this realm right now, planet, whatever you want to call it. It's all for our children's generation. I'm standing up for my kids. I'm standing up for my youngest. Egg on your faces to some people very soon. I don't mean it in a nasty way. You know what I mean? And it's not their fault. They're brainwashed by an alpha state hypnosis machine called the TV. And like I said before, it's the projection they put on the world. Their world that they project is not real. And that's why I'll say and say again, when people go, what are you talking about? It's like it's the Matrix. It is the Matrix. It's their layers of bullshit they project on us and the masses that watch the TV of this. I said to I was talking to Jermaine the other day, and Jermaine's I don't know if I've brought Jermaine up before. He's been on Journey to Truth with his friend. I can't remember what his friend was called, Chris. He's called Raven. Some people know him Raven, you might not know me, do. And I was talking to him about I've just gone off, it's just gone now. What was I talking to him about? What was I just saying then? Jog my memory. Oh, it's gone. What was I just saying? Exceptional growth soon. Imminent. Folk are pissed off. Yeah, and that is exceptional growth when people start getting pissed off. And I'm glad people are getting pissed off in a sense as well. Climate. No, can't remember. It might come back in. I know he hasn't got any legal stance. Absolutely ridiculous. No, I don't say sorry when I'm speaking truth. There's a lot of people out there that go, you know, you should say sorry or you need to apologise. I don't need to apologise to anybody, especially them people who were trolling the other week. I haven't got anything to apologise for. If I was apologising, that would mean that I was backing down, or there's all that thing in the community about love and light and you're supposed to love each other and how dare you say this. I don't apologise for something I haven't done. Tough, basically. No. Something about the Journey to Truth. Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah, he was on Journey to Truth, but I can't remember what it is I was going to say. Oh, it might come back in. Can't remember. It might come back in, but I'm going to show you another video anyway. This might jog my memory, maybe. Your life, your choice. Your life, your choice. Yeah. So let's go over to the Magenta Pixie, because I'm sure it was something she said today. I was trying to think of who said it, and I thought, that's what I've said. Doesn't mean you're spiritual, that you're a spiritual doormat. It doesn't believe now in this time now, not before, because this wasn't happening before. The awakening was happening, but the actual pinnacle of it wasn't actually here. Some people thought it was. They thought they were going off planet and everything. No, it's all for the now. So, right, she's just put another one up, riding the sine wave. So I'll listen to that after. But I think it was United We Stand, because Magenta Pixie knows about Q. You know, like I said, come out of the rabbit holes, people. You don't need to stay in them. But, right, he's got the optical illusion. I didn't listen to that one. I can't remember if it's the one with Laura Eisenhower. I think it's United We Stand. I'm just going to listen to a bit of it. And she does say things in story form now, which is hilarious, because that's how you do it to stop people picking things up. But let's just see if it's this one. So I'm not going to hold it up, because I can't be bothered.
So today I woke up with just a few insights.
Let me check.
To mislead and misdirect other factions. Do not confuse this with positive Kali, who is the loving, wise woman with heart. Both.
Right, I'm checking again.
The question to you really would be, did you pick this up beforehand? Did you know it was going to be like this? Or did...
Right, so this was the solution, the US with Laura and Magenta. I'm just checking if it's this one first, but it's Magenta Pixie channel anyway.
Did you expect that, you know, America would have a result of this competition?
Yeah, by a sword.
That a winner would be...
She said something about a sword, like, I'm not going to put my sword down, neither am I, because I'm sick of the bullshit in the so-called spiritual community.
Declared, at least by the end of the voting day, or at least by the next day? Or did you see this beforehand? Were you prepared for this level of chaos and confusion, or whatever you want to call
Tell
it?
you to put your boundaries down so things come in. That's entities and energies as well.
Yeah, in a lot of ways I was, and none of it surprises me, but it's similar to knowing that a storm's going to come, but it doesn't mean that when it hits, you're not going to kind of react to it or feel like, I mean, it's been a lot to process through, and it's just frustrating because you never know, even though Trump, don't worry, even though he's called out some things in, his posts, and there's been, clues about, voter deception. And it's like it's obviously been prepared for it. You just never know, because for all we know, there was a way to kind of divert it, or they would be able to maybe stop it in its tracks the moment it happened. Not to say that they maybe didn't try. The great point is, though, is that they recognized the time that happened.
See, I personally think they didn't have to stop it because it's part of the plan for people to see how mainstream media play the games.
When everything got shut down and all of a sudden the numbers changed and it didn't really make any sense, and the mainstream media is steering it and kind of convincing people and getting their energy on board with the fact that JB, is the winner, which has been very devastating to people that obviously know what that would mean for our country and for the world. So it doesn't surprise me, because they're not just going to be like, oh, okay, T1, and all right, I guess we're just going to wait and have ourselves be dragged away.
I think Laura says, if Donald Trump if they were saying he'd won now, which he wouldn't have won yet anyway, because the votes aren't all in till, is it the 14th of December, whatever, he's still president till January. Hi, John Thor. There's going to be more riots than there would be if they say he's lost, right? And then they look into it and go, yeah, there's voter fraud, which we all know. And then people are going to see it through Supreme Court. So I'd say, yeah, that's a brilliant plan, because if they say he has, all people are going to lose shit, going to be riots. But we know that's why they're getting the military in. But just saying, the only thing I've got to say about voting is this: I'm voting really. If voting really could change things, they wouldn't let us. Yeah, but John thought it's not about voting really behind the scenes. We've all been voting with heart, because it's nothing really to do with it. There's more to it. But the people have to see they've voted for something, and it will be Trump, but it's very multi-layered, and it's a bit like when people go on about President Trump. He's not a president, he's a businessman, and they needed him to come in, and it's not about politics either. It's very multi-layered.
And I mean, they're not going to give up that easily. I mean, it's literally a fight for survival. So if somebody is kind of losing their capacity to have power, and they're so bent on it and addicted to it, they're going to do everything under the sun. And they've utilized dark technologies to be able to set up this sort of plan,
good
to keep
versus
pulling out
evil,
these
yeah.
cards. But it's exhausting itself, because there's always this countermeasure. There's this, there always remain two steps ahead, or he wouldn't have been able to survive his administration with all the different tactics that they've used to take him down. So it's just another one, but it's a bit of a scarier one, because of the switch in power and the handing of the position of presidency over.
Which it really isn't a switch in power, because it hasn't happened yet.
But fortunately, there's a lot of court cases that'll be happening, and I do feel justice will happen. This doesn't surprise me, because
Yeah, as Chris has just said, soon as Democrats public find out they've lost after they've had their victory taken away, civil war. Well, I don't think a bit of civil war will break out, but that's why they're getting the military in to stop that. But yeah.
Their whole nature is deception, psychological operations, false flags, and using.
Yeah, I heard that about Project Verticus, whatever it's called, has exposed several postal workers in Postmaster Generals allowing backdated ballots and in manipulating and throwing out ballots in several states of Pennsylvania. Yeah, exactly. And I say to people, if you only go and look at the rallies, Biden didn't win half of them, so it's,
News as the weapon against the people in order to, keep them from the rest. That's why they're shutting everybody down who is going to expose the.
Now, you can check that out. I don't think this is the one where she said what I just went, yeah. So I think it's united we stand. So just let's listen to this because I don't think it's that long. And she's talking in metaphor as a story to not pick the algorithms pick up, and they've knocked the comments off now. And the reason why they've knocked the comments off, because they used to let people comment, is we know the shitty energy going around at the minute. I know this because I've had those sort of people coming over. Oh, Dolly's not of the light, this, that, and the other. That's all the energy going around. That's everyone freaking out at home, that, you know, shouting, getting angry, because this is all the energy we're in at the minute, especially because the mainstream media are fearing. And someone said to me on Facebook the other day, oh, Trump's lost. I said, no, he hasn't. Oh, well, I don't support either side anyway. Yes, you do, because you're shouting out about Trump. So you clearly are supporting the side of evil, and the ones that support, you know, child trafficking and all that sort of thing. They shut up when you sort of say that, because it's like, anyway, let's listen to this, because I think this is what she says, as in spiritual warrior. I'm sure it's this one. So it's not, you don't see anything, everyone. It's just this.
So today I woke up with...
And you see this 8, you can see an 8 sign there, these parallel universes going on, you know, this side and this side. Looking in the mirror, there's a different thing that you look in the mirror, the reverse of. This is why I said I got that message in today that said, I am not them, which I was trying to speak about before, it's just coming again. I am not them. These people who've come against me, with all their arrows, and I'll show you the cards that I got in after. I am not you. You see what you want to see because you're in fear. I am not you. Thank God I am not of you. I'm not you, and I'm not your energy. I am my energy, the energy that I stand in. I am me. I know myself. I am me. I am on the right side of history as far as I'm concerned. I am seeing mirror images, and I don't mean that, you know, when people say it's mirror, yeah, mirror images of people projecting. They're projecting in fear. I don't want to be that. I am not being that because I am not in fear. I don't come on in a frequency of, oh my God, I'm so scared, and why are people doing this, and why are people like I'm saying, people who've come against me, but not screaming and crying about, like, why are people like, I know people have come against me, and I know why people are coming against me, because that's what happens when you're talking about truth. That's what happens when you stand up. But I'm not doing it in a frequency of scaremongering, if you get what I'm saying. I'm not acting like a victim. I'm not, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I can see things some other people can see, but some people are still fearing, because they still think that New World Order's coming in. Well, if you stay on thinking, if you know about manifesting, that is coming in and everybody's evil and everybody's this, then hey ho, that's what's going to manifest. This is what I was trying to say before with the whole thing of, if the majority of the world are manifesting the thoughts and feelings are in fear, you will manifest that reality for everybody if we're all on a mass scale of thinking that way. And that's why something came in to show us, when you go through all your different emotions, when you come to it and realise you're on a spiritual path, and you truly do get on that spiritual path, you do realise that you have to pump the positivity out. You're still fighting, you're still warring, you're still a warrior, and you'll still speak the truth of the awareness of what's going on, because you can't not say that's real, because it is, even though they've been projecting all this. But things have happened in that projection that are real, that have hurt people, that have killed people. So I'm not going to overlook that. I'm not, jumping over that and pretending it's not there. I'm very aware, but it's how you put it out, so let's just see.
Just a few insights and energy communication with the 9, picking things up. And so I wrote up 7 short statuses for social media, just based on what was coming through. So
it's like that doppelganger dream you might have had as a kid or something. You go, there was one that looked like you, and there was another one that was you, but that was an evil you. And we probably do have an evil us in another universes, past lives, whatever. But that's like looking in the mirror of other people today. It's like, well, yeah, they're like the evil energy of that side, and I'm not that. I'm coming from that, not coming away from it.
I'd like to read these to you. So this is really...
Yes, they do. Those in fear judge. Those who judge are projecting fear. It's a circle of... Yeah, it is. Yeah.
or anyone who doesn't follow me on any of the social media sites. If you do follow me on social media, you will have probably...
Oh, and just to put out there, I'm on the Quinny juice. I've made the Quinny juice. It's in the kitchen. I'll talk about that after if I remember. I'm going to be testing it out this week, but I've made the Quinny juice. Some of you all know what I'm talking about.
You may have probably come across these statuses, but for those who don't follow me, I'd like to read them out to you. So here's the first one. This is based on a question someone asked me, and I have changed the wording and presented this in story form, metaphor code.
Story form,
this
metaphor code.
Particular status. Magenta, is it true that the Lady Melanina will leave King Donald once...
Melalina, which is Flotus, will leave King Donald. She's put it in story form. It's so funny.
He is forced to give up his crown?
Oh.
My reply to this is, yet another illusion. A fake arrow thrown at the king. The story is that his knights are deserting him along with his wife. It's not enough to steal his crown. They want to destroy him and see him a broken man along with...
They're trying to report that Melania is going to leave Trump. What a load of codswallop. I saw it on my phone on the news. I was like, ha, look what they're trying to play. Did she say that out of her own mouth? No, she didn't.
All his loyal subjects. He will never be forced to give up...
Yeah, the Quinny juice, mine's got grapefruit and lemon. And I'll be using zinc as well.
...his crown. Like all heroes, he will emerge victorious with his lady by his side. So that's the first status. Second one is very short and simply says...
Yeah.
Disinformation is not always released to mislead light workers and the truth community. It is released to mislead and misdirect other factions. Trust. What is going on behind the scenes is phenomenal.
It is. Been saying this for ages.
So apologies that I cannot say any more about that at this point, but that's information I received today. So the next...
People are not seeing what's going on behind the scenes. There's lots going on behind the scenes. A lot of us know this, you know, compared to what they say is going on.
Fairly short status is this. All the celebrities that you have loved, admired and followed over the years are now coming out of the shadows, for they feel it is now necessary and safe to do so. As they close ranks and step forward, you shall now see who is who.
And you will see who is who on every level, friends, everything, what side they stood on. And a lot of them will be coming out of the ranks to talk their truth, even if they've done stuff, which I've said before, because they're feeling safer too. Because these controllers are not in control anymore. It's a last thrashing of their tail. We know this. So they'll be coming out because they feel safer. So that must mean something. If they're coming out because they feel safer, it's because something's fell.
Mistakes, from their perspective, have been and will be made.
Yeah, Juan said, don't worry. I've not been worried, you know I haven't. I always say, Trump's got this, we all know. If you followed Q codes deeply, you'll know this was done anyway. It's just being played out to the muggles.
The smooth operation is not as smooth as they believe it is. These mistakes will be the bricks in the wall that will trigger the collapse of the castle. And this is the next status, a little bit longer. Negative Kali attempts to rise in disguise as the true divine feminine light. This is the most distorted presentation of frequency, yet, as it targets the heart of Gaia, it targets our twin flame frequencies and our children directly. Do not confuse this with positive Kali, who is the loving, wise woman with heart.
So you're talking about Kali and the energy of Kali. There can be a reverted one, which is a dark side, which is not a good side, and then there's a loving Carly. Well, that's going on with people's projection, you know, of stuff going on right now.
Both negative Carly and positive Carly, both hold swords. One uses their sword to knight an...
Yeah, Trump said this Christmas will be magical, so woohoo! I think the shit might drop before they announce, you know, he's...
other.
Guess we'll see.
The other uses it to kill.
Yeah,
Please
did you hear that? I know this. If you had a knife, what are you going to use it for? I'd go, oh, I'm going to cut my bread with that. Someone will use it to kill someone. That's the difference. There, let's listen to that again.
Wise woman with heart. Both negative Carly and positive Carly, both hold swords. One uses their sword to knight another.
Yeah.
The other uses it to kill.
Yeah, we use it to knight people.
Please know the difference, light workers. Even spiritual leaders with big...
Right, Dawn, are you a troll? Because I've just noticed you've been saying a few things. Trump and Biden don't have any power. You sure about that? They are puppets reading scripts. No, Trump isn't a puppet. And he has got a lot of power. And he's in with an alliance of power. If you don't know about Q and stuff, that's fair enough. But I wouldn't call Trump a puppet because he's far from it. He got asked to come in. He didn't get forced to do what he's doing. So I just want to put that out there.
Followings are being misled. Negative Carly is very good at disguise.
And by the way, Dawn, he's not a politician. He's a businessman. They had to bring a businessman in because America and most of the world is a corporation. They needed the businessman. It's nothing to do with politics. It looks like it is, and I'll say it as straight as I can say it, but he's not. He's a businessman, knows about numbers. If you know about manifesting and stuff like that, you might understand. So he's not a puppet. And he's not a politician. He's a politician to the 3D world, but he's not. He got asked to come in because he's a businessman. He loved America. He saw it getting depleted years ago. If you actually go and look back at actual interviews of when he said, I don't know if I want to be president. I'm not sure. Maybe when the time's right. Well, the time was right. He's not a bad man. He's not a puppet. I don't go for people who say that. I say it as it is. I'm not into people who slag him off. People say, oh, that Dolly, she doesn't like it when people come and say something against what she's saying. No, I don't. And I'll say it out loud. I'm quite transparent with what I say because the side of Trump is the side of this is evil versus good. He is of the light. People don't understand that. You know, sorry if you're just saying that. I'm just saying the truth. So it's not aimed at you specifically. I'm just saying this is the thing with people thinking Trump is the flip side of the coin. He's a puppet. I don't like it when people say that. It's not because, oh, she doesn't like it. It's not true. He's not a puppet. He got asked to come in. He didn't have to. He doesn't get paid for being president, by the way. He gives his money away. He was famous, so he doesn't need to be famous. He was famous before everyone loved him. He had loads of money, so he's not done it for the money. Do you know what I mean? He sacrificed his lifestyle to come and do this. So I don't put up with none of that shit. Sorry, I'm not having a go at you. I'm not personally having a go at you. I'm just saying because a lot of people say that. It doesn't lie with me because people know about manifestation. Something had to come in. Somebody somewhere had to come in. There's too many, I don't even know what the word is, like dickwads out there that go, as I said earlier on, ooh, you think Trump's a saviour. I didn't say he was a saviour. He's one of us. For the people, giving the power back to the people, because we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the rainbow tribes. We are the prophecy of the people that were coming back. We are them when we stand up and know ourselves again and start remembering, oh my God, yeah, this is what we came here to do. Oh my God, this is what we came here to do at this time. So no, and people don't understand that. He was chosen to come into hell. It's a manifestation. This time, we were all chosen at different times to do our missions. I believe I'm on a mission. My mission is what I'm doing right now. Everyone's on different ones. Like I said, there's a job out there. Say it's like, that's why it's my channel. Don't like it? Don't watch me. If you're in an office, you've got a manager, you've got someone who works down here on the whatever, you've got someone who makes a tea. I've said this before. They're all the same core of that office place, but they're all doing many jobs. We're doing many different jobs on missions. That's why I say to people out there who go, oh, I'm all love and light in the spiritual community and I'm doing this and you're doing it wrong. No, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know, if you're doing some energy work over there and you're doing that over there in Egypt and I'm doing this here and you're doing that, you're doing Reiki and I'm doing this and you're doing that, it's all the same thing. All comes together. So there's no wrong or right way of doing it. So when Trump comes in, he's not the flip side coin of the same side of the New World Order. So I'm sorry, you want to see things like that, I will get triggered. And it's not because people out there who've been trolling me lately, oh, she doesn't like it when someone goes against what she's saying. Well, this is my channel and this is what I talk about. And if you actually do your research, he's not that they say he is. He is not them. Like I got that message in today, I am not them. I am not these people who are going against, you know, and it's not the stuff I believe in, it's a stuff I talk about is what a lot of people around the world believe in, as in, we know what Q was put there for, we know what Trump came in for. It's not because we think Trump is a saviour. Yet again, then people are wrong because they don't listen, because they choose not to listen. I have never said that. Magenta Pixie has never said that. All these people that go against same sort of people, we never said he's a saviour. You did. So that shows you where your mindset is, because you think he's a saviour. No. But there had to be somebody at some level to get into the 3D with a load of other people that could get in and break them doors down for us all to come in as well, if you get what I'm saying. So they can pull it down so the people can see. And after that, when Trump gets in, and after that, when Q goes, because Q will go, well, what are you going to do then? You're all going to be learning how to discern properly and this, that, and the other. And that's how it's going to go. So, sorry, I went on a tangent, but people have said that before. And even people I know have said that before, and I'm like, no, he's not a puppet. He's not a puppet. A puppet is someone pulling your strings. No one's pulling Trump's strings. He's in with an alliance, which is a plan. No one's pulling his strings. Not like Biden. Don't know what day it is. Don't know what he's saying, because he is a puppet. Clearly, he's a puppet. Trump says things sometimes people don't get because they're not into the Q code, so they don't understand it. Not that you have to be. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, sorry. Doesn't lie with me when people say that. The DOJ is missing from the media, and this is why the media is getting away with their election fraud, but they're not going to get away with it. The DOJ should be front and centre since the Chinese Wuhan virus has developed through. Yeah, but like we know, it's all going to be seen, you know, this is the way it has to be played out. So just saying, you know, so sorry, doesn't lie with me. So,
But if you hold the true divine feminine embodiment yourself, regardless of your actual physical gender, you will know who is who, and you will see. That's a very important one, and that stands for the next few weeks, for the rest of
the next few weeks, you are going to see who is who and what is what, and who played for dark and who didn't, and who. Do you know what I mean? You're going to see what Trump is. You're going to see everybody. You're going to see what your neighbour was. You're going to see who stood for what side, as in, what side of history are you on right now?
year, certainly, and potentially further into next year. Very, very important.
Yeah, the Dems are part of the globalist cabal, the side of evil. Don't get me wrong, there's been some Republicans, but they got rid of them. Side of evil, not every one of them. Yeah, not every one of them. It's not, yeah, exactly. Just the main key players, yeah.
Okay, this is the next status I wrote. Lightworkers, truth warriors, and patriots. Please.
Don't worry, Penny, Starshine, no one believes you. A lot of people think I'm batshit crazy, but a lot of people, when you go around the you know, stuff that you're finding out and different people doing YouTube, you'll find out a lot of people know, and you're not on your own. And when it does come out, I mean, I don't know the right word to say, egg on your face, whatever, told you so, even though we don't want to say that, but it is that thing of like, people are going to see. So the people who've been talking about certain stuff, even if we've got things mixed up, what you were trying to put out to help people, because that's all you were really trying to do, that people get triggered because they don't understand it.
Know that through your service to others' frequency, you are programmed to help and advise, especially when asked questions. Please know that the service to self-operatives are using your compassion and service, which they see as weakness, to target and profile you, to build a digital image of you that they can use as ammunition later.
Funny that, innit? I loved when she said that, because it sort of reminded me of when people were cutting little videos of me and putting them out there, not digital, sort of, you know, if you get what I'm saying, to use against me. Because I was playing Mark Atwood one I found the other day, which made me laugh of what people do.
They are
Smear
currently
campaign.
out in full force, asking questions, pretending to be innocent newbies who need your help. Please be aware of the energetic frequency of whom you are speaking to when you willingly, potentially incriminate yourself in this way.
That's why I wasn't falling into some traps a few weeks ago or a week ago, because I'm not into that frequency, to tell the truth.
Yet, it is important to remember that genuine newly awakened newbies are out
That's the
there
same
too,
question.
asking the very same
Not
questions.
that these are newbies, because they're not.
Knowing who is therefore crucial before you comment. Frequency is everything.
Yeah, she's on target.
And here is the next status, this one somewhat longer
Yeah, JP.
and based on a question. Magenta, I don't believe in war or division. Isn't our path about unity? Your comments lately.
See, I don't think that, Laurie, they knew how deep it was, because the plan's been in since the 1950s or before. It's the way it has to be played out. Don't get me wrong, there's some things that may have happened which it's only playing out longer because they knew how deep it was. It's just that side always drag it out, like they're trying to drag this thing out. Now they'll try and drag this election thing out. That's all it is. You know, sometimes things might get delayed and moved back a little bit, but it's not because they don't know how deep it is. They do know. But yeah, it's just because things get, so you're right in a sense, they get pushed back a little bit, but it's not, there's no way they didn't know how deep it is. They did know how deep it was. Yeah, and as Ron says, we've got this.
They seem to be divisive, and you suggest we are in a war. Please explain. And here is my reply. No spiritually aware individual believes in war.
Yeah, what did Joe Stewart? The deep state have been planning the current state of affairs for around 50 years. Trump has been the spanner in the plan, and is why, yeah. And I mean, JFK knew, you know what I mean? They've known for a very long, the Alliance have known for a very long time, as much as the deep state have bloody been planning their shit. They've been going under like stealth up to this point now to get them to bring them down, because it's massive, as we all know, and it's very deep.
But if we throw down our swords and project love and light only, we will be crushed. This is why we are light warriors.
Right, this is the bit where she talks about light warriors. I love this bit. So I'll just take it back a bit, because I was just waffling. We're light warriors. We're not light. I'm not a light worker then. I'm a light warrior. I'm not taking bullshit, because it's not about that. There's bits, that fractions that got into the spiritual community that want you to be all like, oh, just like sit there and do nothing. Even though we know it's about bringing the golden age in, and what Mark Atwood's been talking about lately, that's what we have to focus on. That's what we have to talk about. And we do. And that's why I don't talk about a lot of the other stuff, as in some channels do fear-mongering and, you know, saying the positivity. But you're a warrior at the same time, because we're working in both realms and we're bringing them both together. So there's two. It's just how you go about it.
We are unified in the fifth dimension.
Hang on.
Your comments lately seem to be divisive, and you suggest we are in a war. Please explain. And here is my reply.
Spiritual war.
No spiritually aware individual believes in war. But if we throw down our swords and project love...
That's what I mean. No individual believes in war. We don't. But you can't throw your sword down like she just says here, so I'll take that back again. People go, oh, it's the love and light. We don't believe in war. Yeah, we know that. But there are things that have been happening that are, you know, going to mess all that up. So just take that back a little bit.
And light only lately seem to be divisive, and you suggest we are in a war. Please explain. And here is my reply.
Same reply for
No
me.
spiritually aware individual believes in war. But if we throw down our swords and project love and light only, we will be crushed.
Exactly.
This
We're
is what-
working on two levels. We're working in two realms. You've got the physical, so you're going to have to, do you know what I mean? And you've got this one. So, yes, it is love and light, but you're also a warrior. It's two realms we're working in. It's two realms we're bringing together. So you're in both. It's a bit knackering. You're in both. No wonder you can't sleep at night.
We are light warriors. We are unified in the fifth dimension, 5D. In our hearts and with one another in that 5D light family. Yet we share our planetary space with those who hold the opposite frequency to us. The planetary and galactic polarities are breaking down in order that we manifest a higher polarity on this planet.
Exactly.
The fifth dimension,
Yeah.
5D.
Yeah.
This does not just happen in an airy-fairy dream-like state.
No.
It's happening in the physical world.
Yes, this is what people don't get.
We will need to enter extreme polarity before the polarity fields can break down.
And this is why you're seeing all, this is what I was trying to say at the beginning, this is why you're seeing all this crap going on, the division, arguing with your friends, family, partners, everything, because there's all that frigging energy going about. Like, do you know what I mean? Well, what do you mean? Do you mean the communist spirit? Do you mean the one I keep calling the spiritual community? Because there's a lot of stuff going on in that community. That's why I say community sounds like communism to me. And they think people didn't get in there, and they did, and that's all. Change souls. But that's what I was saying about people who were, thank you, Ron, who were projecting their shit on other people. It's not. You need to go and deal with your own demons and stop blaming other people, because you've got entities attached. Fear him.
This is due to the fact that the service to self individuals are in extreme, and I mean extremes, to the raising of polarity.
And I've just seen that today with my ex-partner going on about the twaddle I told you before, that I'm going to get legal action on you because what? I speak about Trump to my son in a bit of a jokey way. And I went on a march for something I believe in. What? Have you lost your brain cells?
5D and ascension. They cannot sustain within that reality, so they are in a battle for their very souls, literally. Their structure is finite and is coming to an end. So whilst I am all about love, light and unity, I also understand that...
Yeah, Refi, where did all the fear from? Terror attacks go? It just disappeared and stopped. Yeah, because Trump got in, ISIS went, didn't it? Funny enough. And the only fear that's out there now with terrorism is actually the MSM projecting their terror shit, fear. And like Mark Atwood would say, if anyone knows about the fuck it letter, fuck it to them, the fuck it letter, yeah, with the mainstream media. Dawn says, who is the lady talking? I had to let the doglets out and missed to start. Yeah, sorry about having a rant before, but when people say it's a puppet, it is Magenta Pixie. If you don't know Magenta Pixie, it's Magenta Pixie on United We Stand, so yeah.
Battle, the polarity and the division that must come in order to break the old
That's what I
order.
mean, Larry, yeah.
I therefore will
Just take that back a bit.
sustain within that reality, so they are in a battle for their very souls, literally. Their structure is finite and is coming to an end. So whilst I am all about love, light and unity, I also understand the...
Yes, Mary, it says Antifa punks switched from the streets to ripping up Trump votes. It's all, yeah, and we know what Antifa are, so you're welcome, Dawn. So this is the light thing.
Battle, the polarity and the division that must come in order to break the old order. I therefore will not be putting down my sword, and I join with other indigo warriors and patriots across the world in united consciousness as we together take down the last vestiges of the beast.
Exactly.
With love. My spirituality is not fluffy bunny, rainbow.
This is what she says. I love this, what Magenta says, because this is me all over when that other side, oh, it's all love and light, kissy, kissy, love you, love you. What? Yeah. Some people stab you in the back when they say that. But when she says this, it just made me chuckle, because the people I resonate with, like Magenta Pixie, Laura Eisenhower and all that, they're quite funny with stuff as well, and they make me chuckle because they remind me of me, especially Laura Eisenhower, because she goes off on one, she talks a lot and forgets what she's saying and that, and I just love her energy. So this is why I resonate with these sort of people. Not interested with the other side that don't resonate and slag this side off. That's up to them. That's what they believe. That's their reality. That you get what I'm saying. So when she says this about it's not all love, it's not all love and light. Yes, it's dead hard. It's all empowering you. It's dead. It's so very layered. It's yes, we're going there. Yes, we do that. But there is a thing going on that wasn't going on before, is what's going on now.
And unicorns, much as I adore those things, with love. My spirituality is not fluffy bunny, rainbows and unicorns, much as I adore those things. Now there will be plenty of time for them when we get to 5D New Earth, and we can have fluffy bunnies, rainbows and...
Yeah, but the thing is, Thomas, it doesn't matter what you think of Trump, right? Because I don't sit here and agree with everyone, because I don't just bow down to everything. Is you've just said, I see your point, but sometimes good men need to do bad things. He might have done things with money, and so it's like, he didn't cross the line with the children, right? And it doesn't mean if you're up there, you had to do something bad. No, it's your choice. Some people have made their own money through different ways. It's not necessarily the truth about everybody. They all loved him at one point. It doesn't mean he did things with the kids. He didn't step over the line. We got told that he didn't step over the red line with the children. So what? He might have said things in the past. You're all flawed. It's about what you're doing now. It's about how you expand and grow and evolve from things you've done in the past, so on and so forth, said, or whatever. But no, not into that either.
Now. But in the meantime, before we fully manifest New Earth 5D, we stand strong against oppression, tyranny, and I adore those
Take it back again.
Now there will be across the world in united consciousness as we together take down the last vestiges of the beast. With love. My spirituality is not fluffy bunny, rainbows and unicorns, much as I adore those things. Now there will be plenty of time for them when we get to 5D New Earth, and we can have fluffy bunnies, rainbows and unicorns now. But in the meantime, before we fully manifest New Earth 5D, we stand strong against oppression, tyranny and corruption, and we stand united for truth. The flaming indigo sword in our hands, the golden shield of bliss covering our beings as a canopy.
Oh yeah.
I have, am, and will continue to speak only the truth and nothing but the truth. And here is, I believe, this is the last status that I wrote on social media today. They are closing ranks now on every level to secure the Blue America win story as fact. They know DT will fight this, and the patriots across the world are right behind him, with him. Risk of new world war is a huge threat or message.
I can't see Daddy Dragon.
They are saying, mess with us and we will instigate war. DT, the Alliance and the Patriots worldwide will stand strong and will not cave to these threats. And that is all they are, threats. That is not in the timeline.
If Daddy Dragon's there, I can't see you, I don't know why.
Ascension timeline.
I've got rid of you on it.
We are now entering the very highest point of the war on consciousness. Truth will ultimately win, of that there is no doubt. The Blue America win story, the economic disaster, and the pathogen and germ narrative will all come crashing down as the truth is presented to the world. From now till the end of the year, things will be more intense and more bitter than ever from that perspective. That does not
And they are going to be bitter till the end of the year. It's this sacrifice we have to make of this, waiting business. But we all know what's going down at the end of it. So it's about, like I say, keeping up your frequencies, people.
mean that New Earth 5D is not there also. They will fight to the death, literally, to keep their deep state win,
Oh, I can't see him.
to preserve it. In the meantime, DT is still the president.
Woo!
Stand strong, do not waver. United we stand.
Where we go
I am
on, we
Magenta
go on.
Pixie.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you for listening.
Do not waver. I've never wavered. Never wavered. Hi, Daddy Dragon. I can't see you on here. I don't know why. I haven't removed you or anything. That's a bit weird. Or is it weird? I don't know. Oh, there you are. I couldn't see you before. I can see you now. I just couldn't see you before. Oh. Yeah, people say we won't know till March, and I don't know if that's why they're sort of saying, we're in lockdown till next March. I just say, carry on, whatever, So, yeah. So, who knows? Things could drop before that. I mean, the shit could drop before the presidency thing anyway. We all don't really know. It's like, but we know it's coming, you know what I mean? We know Biden hasn't won. Hi, Andrew. We know Biden hasn't won. We know that's just a shit-fest thing at the minute. So, yeah, we've never wavered. So, someone else, and we have to bring this golden age in by talking about it. And I was thinking today as well, as this is just going off on a tangent again, I'm going to show you one of Mark Atwood's videos. It's that thing of like, we know it's a book of life. I was saying about the tarot cards, this, that, and the other. And I believe, like, when I'm doing my paintings, of the paintings I've done of the feminine rising as I see it now, that's an energy. And when you're putting beautiful creations out there of thoughts, feelings, words, creativity, that manifests as well. So we could write this out. I need to start drawing scenarios in a manifesting book of what's going on, especially in my world, bringing that in. But I forgot to say, I didn't read this page out that I just randomly opened today when I brought this book and saw red and blue, red shift, blue shift, and thought, oh my God, the book of two ways. So sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I'm just going to have to read this segment out of the page that it flipped on, because this is how you can get messages as well. In my dream, Brian is trying to open the door to the parallel universe. In a gleaming lab, he sets up his experiment. He's going to send a beam of subatomic particles down a tunnel, past a great magnet, into a wall. Oh, this will be over before Christmas. Yeah, I personally think it'll be over before Christmas, because we got told Christmas was magical. They're not going to, I don't believe they're going to let the COVID crap go on at Christmas, where people are already committing suicide and certain things going on, people losing their minds because of this whole not being social, the people who are believing in it. So personally, my thing that I see is something's going to happen very soon, the next couple of weeks or whatever, where it's either they're bringing out about the fraud, which you know about, or maybe that won't come out till after Christmas, I don't know, but they're going to drop all the other shit, Obamagate, this, that, and the other, all the shit that they won't be able to report on. That's personally what I think. I'm not saying that's for definite, but that's what I think. Yeah, well, he already tried to go to Kenya, didn't he? Because he was filmed there, and we all know. I wonder why. But yeah, I'm just going to read this out a minute. So, subatomic particles down a tunnel past a giant magnet into a wall. If he does it correctly, some of those particles will become mirror images of themselves. And will go right through the wall, proving that there's a shadow world coised up beside the one we live in. Oh no shit, Sherlock. Shadow world. As some of us know. Yeah, Trump's one. I see him flip the switch of the particle accelerator. I am close enough to notice his square cut nails, the scar on his thumb from where he hit it with a hammer, putting together, I think it says Margaret's big girl bed. Then the knocking starts like the metallic heartbeat of a MRI machine. I feel an enormous pressure a thunderstorm caught in my ribs, and suddenly I realised why I am close enough to witness all this. I am trapped in that beam of particles. Wait, I tried to tell Brian there's been a mistake, but he is too focused on his work to notice. There is so much heaviness, my chest is caught in a vice. I remember Brian's voice. We're all made up of molecules, like those electrons. If you zoom in and zoom in and zoom in, everything we do is explained by quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics. I just randomly opened this book to see what message I'd get out of this book. And then, I am light. I am air. I am speed. I am nothing. I brace for the impact, but there isn't any. I find myself on the other side of a mirror, pounding hard, my knocks drowned out by the steady rap of the particle accelerator. All I can hear is the banging, whack, 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 and then dawn. Just saying. I'm not reading the other side of it. That was the page that I just randomly flipped open. I was like, no shit, Sherlock. Woohoo! Right, just let me try and find quickly. Mark Atwood video that just made me I just love that guy at the minute. He's great people on his show. Makes a load of sense to me. Even the abracadabra thing, yeah, it's bonkers. It's not bonkers, it makes sense, but to other people you're like, what? So let me just find the one I was watching. Because he's just to explain about the golden age. We know this, but like Magenta Pixie said, we still have the sword, you know, for the 3D sort of thing. So I think it was you are the new leader you are looking for. That's what I was saying before. These people who come against me saying, you said, like I said before, Biden, you said, you know, oh, Dolly keeps saying Trump's a saviour. I will repeat myself again. No, yeah, read me a bedtime story. No, I never said. Yeah, I met Daddy Dragon in Manchester. I never said, I will say again for the third time, fourth time, I never said Trump was a saviour. We are the ones we've been waiting for. And this is what Mark was saying. So, yeah, it's not new to other people, but I just love this little chat because, and it's not that long, so just let me show this one.
Hello, Mark Atwood here. Slight change of scene to my normal...
He knows about manifesting, so...
should be able to see, well, you won't be able to see it, but just
probably why I
about
sync
there
with these people.
is a castle in the middle of this lake, which is 1,000 years old at least, where W.B. Yeats used to do magic stuff when he was part of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn with Aleister Crowley, once called the most evil man on earth.
They just knew, didn't they?
Possibly a lot of the 20th century was down to Aleister Crowley's teachings. But this is an update, and this update, as with most of my videos, I never know what I'm going to say until I start them. But just driving down here tonight to get a bit of this cleansing reality of the rain. And I was thinking about...
I've got quinny juice. My quinny juice is in the kitchen. I've made a massive stash of it. I'm on it tomorrow. I mean, I've took lemon juice stuff before, but it's the grapefruit and the lemon and zinc. I have taken the quinny juice. If you don't know what that is, you could say it's magic. It's a juice because it's natural, so it is. You know, witches and things and people in the past used to grind herbs up because things from the earth, as we know, are the real healers. We don't need big pharma, so it's supposed to get your energies up. It's supposed to help you decalcify your pineal gland. It's apparently reported to lift the brain fog from the people who are brainwashed. It's also a natural form of HCQ people, and you know what that's supposed to cure. So I would say 3 grapefruits, 3 lemons, unwaxed. Get the juice out, use the skins, chop them up, put them in tonic water. So yeah, put them in. I've done 3 grapefruits, 3 lemons in 3 litres of water in a slow cooker. They said 6. I think I did 7 hours. You can do it a bit longer. I did 7 because it's at 7. So I put it in a slow cooker. Then you drain it, obviously from the lemon skins and grapefruit skins, and you drink about that much every morning. So I'm going to try it, and I'm going to report on how I've personally been feeling with it. So that's all I'm saying. People have a lot more energy and stuff. Patricia, I've heard from Santa Surface. Patricia, oh, what? Hello, Dolly and all. How awesome that you met Daddy Dragon. Yeah, it's funny because Daddy Dragon, we met, he was on a channel called We The People 24/7 when I first got into Q with the lovely Gran Torino in Ireland. And I used to pop in there a lot and I got sore, obviously, because I was always shouting things out about Q. That's how, I get about everywhere. And they used to say, oh, yeah, it's Dolly, and used to talk, and then he used to see me in his chat, and then I went on Gran Torino's channel once talking about JFK Jr. So Daddy Dragon has always known about my presence. I've known about his presence and a lot of other people. So when I saw Graham, Daddy Dragon, at Manchester, I was like, no way, there's Daddy Dragon. And you would have seen me on his video going, how? So I went over and said, hi. But isn't it funny, at least this time now, we met at that place, which isn't like, that's bound to happen, innit? But it was nice that we actually met because we met at the beginning, well, my beginning of Q. So, yeah, it was good.
The fact that...
And as Daddy Dragon will know, it was a peaceful march until the police came in a lot later on, and I'd gone by then.
You are the leader that you've been looking for. Because we're in this extraordinary circumstance at the moment where the people that look as if they're in charge of your country right now are probably not really in charge, and they're probably not the real people that you think they are.
He's into Q as well, so...
There is a huge cleanup operation going on worldwide, and a lot of these people have been replaced. And they're playing out a narrative and a story simply because you can't stand up in front of the world stage and say, yeah, there's a couple of million Satanists.
This is why people don't get it when people say, well, why can't Trump stand up? He can't, because they're not going to believe him. That's why Q said you can't tell the people, because have you tried to wake people up to think you're mad, causes arguments? They're going to show the people. So this is why all this shit's going on with the Biden, that you're going to be seeing what the mainstream media do, how they play the games, just before they take them down.
That have been in charge of your lives for the last few thousand years, and they eat children, babies, and
doubles everywhere. And if people think that's a conspiracy theory, Biden isn't Biden. They've had all these people that just like Pence, like you're like, who are they? What's going on there? Like, keep playing the game though, because it's a movie we're watching.
Demons and that kind of stuff. I mean, that's just too much for most people in front of the world stage and say, yeah, there's a couple of million Satanists that have been in charge of your lives for the last few thousand years, and they eat children, babies, and they're probably connected to reptiles and demons and that kind of stuff. I mean, that's just too much for most people to take.
Yeah.
So, it's being drip-fed. I mean, you've probably seen the kind of shenanigans that Hunter has been up to. If you haven't, go and have a look. Look up...
That's why I think it's quite funny with the series I'm watching now called Discovery of Witches, because you've got the witches in it, in the series, and then you've got the vampires, which are sort of the reptilians, because they're energy sucking. That's what they do, and they don't feel. And then you also have in that series the demons. It's like, yeah, got a bit of that going around everywhere, a bit of everything. Like I says, the witches and wizards against the lizards. It's like the magical people, which are us. We're the one that we are the ones, I think he says in this, that manifest the world, our reality. So to bring us not to manifest our reality, that's why they chuck the fear out there on every program going. So you believe you're not, strong enough, you're not powerful enough, and because you're in fear most of the time, because there's not much they put out that's good, even music and hurts that affect us, as we all know, keeps you from manifesting the true reality that we all should be in, because you're in a fear state. And when you're in fear, like I said before, it disconnects the magnetic connection of that you're manifesting. Because people who say, oh, I've tried law of attraction, it didn't work. Yeah, but that's because you didn't feel it. As Mark said, you don't write it down, you didn't feel it, you're not seeing it like it's already here. And as soon as you go into fear and think that one thought of it's not going to happen, that's the disconnection, the fear, the disconnection of that magnetism bringing into you. So that's what people have to go and understand. That's why it's good listening to people like Mark Atwood and loads of other people, whether they've been on it for a while or they're on it ages ago. It's just re-jogging your memory. I love this because I just love that people are talking about, because I've been into law of attraction for quite a while, even though I've not done it all the time, because sometimes you forget. Hi Dave, but it's alchemy. I've been to alchemy. It's alchemy. Everything's alchemy. So yeah.
Alex Jones just did a good video on it actually on Band Video, Infowars.
By the way, he knows what Alex Jones is, so
Interesting, Alex Jones. Well, lots to be thankful to Alex Jones for over the years.
he did wake a lot of people up, but
He's a little bit too much like that.
fear-mongering.
I'm Alex Jones. I do like doing impressions of him, but he's got some. He's done a really good video on Hunter and the unspeakable things that Hunter Biden has been up to. And surely this is the end of Joe Biden. I mean, the president said at the weekend in a rally, Joe's shot. Joe's gone. Joe's a gonzo.
Joe's a gonzo. He has a laugh of it. He's like breaking them codes, like manifesting the words, and that he breaks the codes of what they put on us. And that's a really good thing of what Mark's been talking about with the abracadabra thing that some people might not get. It's breaking their words and their codes. And like when he says you do the fuck it letter, it's hilarious bringing their spells down. Some people are like, what are you talking about? Sometimes you don't even know. You just, like they say, you just listen. You don't have to understand it. People go into the mode of, I don't understand. I have to understand what you're talking. Just listen. Just let it resonate through your body. Your body will know anyway, whether you think you do or you don't. That's how a lot of things work as well. That's why I say I innately know, intuitively, that Trump is for the light side. It is for the people, because that's how you do it.
He talks in code, right? So he's telling us
this is Mark
what's
Atwood's
actually happening,
YouTube.
which is amazing, and it makes the whole thing a lot easier to cope with, especially if you're going into level 5 lockdown, as this country is supposed to be doing tonight, which is a right royal pain in the arse. But I think it's part of the process, so I'm not too concerned about it. But so if these leaders
Mark
are
Atwood
gone,
channels in comments.
I mean, I don't really do predictions, but I'm pretty sure. And don't shoot me down if I'm wrong on this, because I don't claim to be a psychic medium or anything with tarot cards and stuff. But I would be very surprised.
Yeah, because you don't have to be a psychic reader to have tarot cards. Tarot cards is a book of life, and they normally come out. It's just source coming through you and giving you messages. It works many different ways, like when I opened that book. But yeah, I made me laugh when he said that.
If Trump didn't win this election unopposed, let's put it that way.
Yeah, Penny Starshine, I love the banter between Mark and Juicy and Lucy. Yeah, and I totally get them. And that energy is fabulous, You'd be like, you have to slow it down for people who don't understand. But when you're in that sort of, you do understand it.
And I think there's some really big things going to happen in the next 2 weeks. And then, of course, we've got December the 21st. And then the date March the 22nd keeps coming up, even though I'm having...
Yeah, but Thomas, know how the game's being played, and James Comey and all them are going down. There's no point coming in saying people keep saying, learn about how it's being played out.
I'm trying to pull it closer to us in my own manifestations. But this is actually a time-consuming process, and really we've only just started, because the new world that we're going to come into with the new financial system. If you don't believe in the new financial system, just go to quantum.gov, a very coded website released by the American government last week, quantum.gov. If that's not the biggest indicator of what's to come, I don't know what is. So if there's a quantum financial system coming into place, which is parity and gold-backed money, and no debt and usury, and all debts paid off, and just a whole new system, the world we're going into is going to, just from that point alone, it's going to be pretty extraordinary.
So the only thing I didn't get was Camelot Castle was saying about anyone talking about quantum financial thing. Oh, it might be wrong and this, that, and the false information. No, there's people talking about the quantum system. There's two of them. There's people talking about one that's going to have no money. The ones who are talking about the one with actually no money, like we're going into a no money system, that's what I don't follow, because we're still going to have money because the gold and silver, if that changes in the future, fair enough. But There's two. There's always two of everything. It's like the book of two ways. Sorry, just coughing on something. Whatever is put out, they try and make one that sounds very similar because people get caught up and go on that timeline. So that's what people have got to realise. Some people aren't awake to that. They always sound very, very similar, but slightly a little bit different, and that's how you can tell.
But if there's quantum education, which
It's more this way.
I think there is,
Go
because I
back
think
to
there's a reason
as
why
we
I did
know.
a video called Quantum Education System, because in a nutshell, this whole channel has been guided. I'm just following my inner guidance with pretty much everything that I do on
I
this
follow
channel
my inner
and with my
guidance.
life now. And that's why I'm here to say that the leader that you are looking for is inside you.
Yeah, I don't think, like you said, Susie Q, not that won't be put out. Yeah, they tested it because they've got to sort all this out first, but yeah. Isolation for me, I haven't been isolated. I've been out and about. Can't be bothered being out in that energy at the minute anyway.
We are the new leaders.
See, this is the thing. You think about lockdown, but think about the things that everyone's sort of finding out now. You don't really want to be out in that energy because it's enough having arguments with on air people, you know, loved ones. What's the point of being out in that energy? It's best to be at home in that sense. In another sense, if you get what I'm saying. Until it, you know, comes out and sort of dies down a bit, you know.
Because people have got to stand up to fill these places and start thinking about solutions instead of going on about the virus. And I mean, look, only a complete idiot believes.
Oh, talking about Ebola, they're talking about another thingy coming from minks, cats or something. It's like, for God's sake.
The virus and the pandemic is real. And we all know
Yeah,
that.
the only
Those
thing
of
you've
us that
lost
are
is the
awake
bullshit.
anyway.
Exactly.
So
You
let's
go.
stop talking about it.
You go into lockdown and the only thing you lose is bullshit. Exactly.
Let's just get on with the solutions. And there are solutions popping up. And I listened to an amazing interview today with Mark Devlin.
Well, that's the thing, Dave. Be in the world, not of it. That's what I say. But we're actually bringing the non-physical into the physical. You know, it's merging it. We used to want to go off and be in the non-physical all the time because of the bullshit, but now it's actually merging. It's bringing the non-physical in with our physical body as well, the two realms. So we what's the right word? We're working within them both.
And a guy whose name I wish I could, can't remember his name. I swore to myself on the way down. I'll try and remember his name, but I'll post a link.
The guy in the video is Mark Atwood. There's a link in the channel, I think FE put in the chat, sorry. Mark Atwood, journey in a meat suit.
So this video and the website below.
Yeah.
He's bringing a private lawsuits against every one of the 600 plus MPs in the UK for fraud. And there are barristers working for free to help him do this, which is pretty cool, right? And then there's the Biden stuff, and there's going to be then there's the HRC stuff, and then there's Obamagate. Let's not forget that. It is fairly clear now that those. So
when you're aware of what's coming, this is where you can concentrate on you. This is what I've tried to say. People out there think I don't know. It's about pumping positivity out. It's about talking about. We do, but this is for the people who have been coming along, you know. And when you're aware of all what's coming, don't worry too much. This is why I always say, concentrate on your business, meaning you. What you love doing, especially in these times of still in the lockdown, you know, at the minute, because like we said, it's a good job you are sort of in a sense on the other side of it, because why would you want to be out in all that energy? People are getting riled up now, and they're going to get riled up a lot more as this comes out. So as long as you're, I don't know, sorting your house out, loads to do if you're off work. I know people have lost their jobs and that, but there's loads of things to do, like cleaning out your spaces. I need to do a bit more. Do that before Christmas normally. Getting rid of stuff that you don't need, even though it's hard sometimes. I need to redo that again. It's like a spring clean, but a winter clean. It's like a winter clean and a spring clean. I do believe people are talking about the reset for next spring. I think it is. Thought it was this year, but the real, you know, after the presidency and all the shit that's coming out, and then I mean, we are reset, but you know what I'm saying. Not the reset, because there's two resets. Remember, there's the fear-mongering reset. And there's the other one. Well, I don't talk about that reset. That's why I don't talk about when people have channels, even if they're into same sort of thing, and they're always talking about like say that reset, get prepared, it's a new world order. You keep talking about that, you will manifest it. And the people who are watching it, who believe it, will manifest it. That's why they do what they do. And that's why there's a lot of channels out there, you know, big channels that talk about that stuff and put you in fear, because when you believe it, that's what you manifest. And if you're all manifesting that, then that timeline comes in. That's why I say I'm aware, but I don't keep banging on about that sort of thing of it. I don't.
Three, that triumvirate of evil, were clearly guilty of high treason.
I repeat a lot of stuff like this because there's people who come in the chat or comment after and go, oh my God, when you get a bit wobbly, Biden won. No, he hasn't. Well, this has happened. No, it hasn't yet, actually. Biden hasn't won. They're not until the 14th of December, blah, blah, blah. Oh, have you seen it? No, because I don't watch it, because I'm not feeding into that timeline. So I have to keep regurgitating stuff to show people, not because I don't know it, to show the people that have wobbled or new people that are coming in. To the haters out there, I just want to say that.
At the very least, which is
Yeah.
it's a bit like getting Al Capone for his taxes. You know, their true crimes are far, far bigger than that.
I watched the news today because I wanted to see what they reported on at 6 o'clock PM UK time on ITV, reporting about the Manchester, and I saw them for what they are. Obviously, that's how you can tell it's a projection of the shit that they put out.
But it was big enough. You know, those poor guys, the SEAL 6 team, wiped out by who they thought they were their own people.
Yeah.
So look, it's getting a bit wet here. Well, I've come into the car to finish off this video because it got a bit wet outside. Yeah, so big changes ahead, and there's a couple of other things I wanted to update you guys on. One is I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody for all the comments that I've had recently, just new subscribers, very much appreciated. Also that people have gone down into the description in the video and clicked on some of the links I put in there. You know, this channel is free, obviously, and I don't get paid for making these, but there are some links down there. The most important link down there is the email list. If you get on my email list, then whatever happens to this channel, I'll be able to keep in touch with you. But there are other things down there that you can donate, and those that have donated, I want to thank you very much. It's much appreciated. It does help.
Dave saying Sky Australia on Trump's side, yeah.
I know people say that on YouTube channels all the time, but it really does help.
Thomas, you're on the New World Order timeline. Don't lie with me.
So there's also an amazing detox link down there where you can get...
The ones taking the elites out aren't going after us, so stop pumping your negativity out, because that's a timeline of fear. What are you on the fear timeline for?
There's a link down below. It does help. I know people say that on YouTube channels all the time, but it really does help.
It's just like Mark said, I've said this before. If that's what was happening, which isn't, or we're going to die anyway then, so you might as well die having a laugh, having positivity pumped up instead of being a miserable git, because that's what I'd do. It'd just be like, oh right, it's the end of the world, it's the end of us. And the people they'd be getting rid of would be us lot who were strong, because they don't want strong people, they want brainwashed people. So you might as well have a laugh while you're doing it, and you might as well pump positivity out. Either way, but that isn't what's happening, because that's not the timeline we're on. If you talk like that, Thomas, you're either a troll, someone who's newly awoken or isn't woken, or you're just coming in here to distract. That's not what's happening. If they're taking out our elite forces, imagine what do you mean elite forces? They're draining the swamp. Well, that's what they're doing.
There's also an amazing detox link down there.
Yeah, it does have a beautiful soul, Mark, yeah.
And the best detox products I've ever found, which is kind of nanoparticle zeolite spray.
Estimate the enemy. I think you need to know what's been going on for a few years. But like I said, I won't get distracted by your chat because, you know, you sound like somebody I know. You sound like somebody I know, and a few other people I know that I've met in real life as well, who just do that all the time. Yeah, but you're on the fear timeline. Know about manifesting, and you'll know your thoughts and what you're saying is what's manifested. So I'm not gonna you know, don't chuck him out. That's his thing, but I'm not getting distracted by your chat. If that's what you believe, good for you.
There's a link down below that explains that. There's also some crypto stuff down there for those that are interested, and a bit of gold and silver stuff. But
you know, any engagement.
It's fear,
you
it's
wanna
a
put
form
in
of
the
fear,
description
that's a
is
frequency.
greatly appreciated. And I don't put it in there lightly, you know, and I don't say this lightly either. I really, really do appreciate it because this channel's kind of taken over my life. And what else? Oh, yeah.
Say what?
Wow. Yesterday, the Yellow Vests of Ireland, a guy there called Mark Laidlow, he posted
Yeah, they are really good, Patricia
my poem, Last Stand in Dublin, which scared the bejesus out of me, to be honest, because
Yeah, quantum
there's a
manifesting,
lot
get
of
rid of
people in
fear.
Ireland that are very angry with the Yellow Vests, but you know, that's why I wrote it, that's why I published it, because it is time to stand up, and it is time to stand up and be counted, because, you know, I read some of there were loads of positive comments. That it's had over 11,000 views in 24 hours, which for a poem is just mind-blowing. And they've asked me to speak at the next rally. I don't know if I've got the balls to do that, but we'll see. Yeah, there were some comments there like, he's not even Irish. You know, even though I just spent 5 minutes explaining why I was making this poem.
Doesn't matter if you've been on the battlefields. We're not
Ireland.
talking
But,
about
you know, there's
that.
also some amazing comments from somebody from Peru.
It's different now.
And this is what I really wanted to do with that poem, is just to say, look, this isn't just about Ireland, this is about all of us.
It doesn't matter if Trump pushes his vaccine. His vaccine will be HCQ, if that's the right initials for it. Quoxicoric, I can't say it. That's good. People want a vaccine, he'll bring a vaccine, but it won't be a deadly vaccine by Bill Gates. So people have got to learn what's going on.
Every freedom fighter, everybody in the world who's got the balls, and believe me, it takes balls to stand up against this level, this psychological
Oh,
operation.
I see
the
you.
biggest operation against the human race in history. There was another comment, somebody said, what tyranny? Another one that said, World War III, what an idiot, what a prick, you know, and you have to, I went through a process a few years ago where there was an online hate campaign against me, and it did.
This was interesting. Online hate thing got. It's funny that. Funny that, isn't it? I've had a second one done
Break
to
my
me.
heart.
Let's listen.
Race in history. There was another comment. Somebody said, "What tyranny?" Another one that said, "World War III. What an idiot. What a prick." You know, and you have to. I went through a process a few years ago where there was an online hate campaign against me, and it did break my heart. But right now, you know, it took me years to go over that.
Yeah, but John, what you don't get, what I'm saying is, we know that, but the people who don't know that, who will want a vaccine, because there's people that will, you might as well get on the HCQ, because that decalcifies your pineal gland, it lifts the brain fog, and it does a lot of other stuff. I don't think you get what I'm saying.
But now, I literally couldn't give 2 fucks.
I couldn't give 2 fucks either.
It doesn't matter. It's too late now. This is it. We're in the end of days.
The end of days, the end of their world as they know it. It's falling down. So it doesn't matter, really. I know it's frustrating. I got a bit triggered today, but it doesn't matter what people are saying. Their world has fell. You're just seeing the last bits of this movie play out. Oh yeah, there's nanobots. Do you know what I mean? So. And a lot of people don't see the plan. They don't see it. But like I said, fuck it. It's here anyway. So you know.
This is either, you know, one timeline is New World Order, and most of us dead. And I'm not joking
Timber.
about that. Do the research. The other
Yeah.
timeline is the Golden Age.
So what timeline do you want to go on? Do you want to go on the Golden Age, or the New World Order? Biden. New World Order. A lot of you will be dead. The brainwashed will stay because they're brainwashed. That's what they want. The people who shout out, they'd well want us lot dead because we've woken up to the veil that they've put over our eyeballs. Just saying.
You know,
but it's tough because it's done.
About the Golden Age is part of manifesting it. So I know.
Yes, he's here.
I understand, right? I fully understand.
Yeah.
That we are moving into
Yep.
the most extraordinary period in human history. We have
And the amount of that's going to look like what we're manifesting that world to be is going to be beautiful, even though none of us can really say what we'd like to say. It's just going to be magical. Yeah, timber, da 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 da, da 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 timber. Yeah, the Kennedy kids sang that, didn't they? Timber, because they can't stop what's coming. So people can moan out there, people can project their crap on other people all they want. We know what's coming. We know what's coming. And even some people on that side know there's a new earth, but they still start moaning about other people doing stuff. Well, do you know what I mean? Doesn't matter how you get the truth out, you're getting it out, but some people are still caught up on, they still think Trump and that's the bad side when it's actually not. It's with us. United we stand, divided we fall.
we have already ascended. We're already in an ascension process at the very least.
Yeah.
You know, myself, I've got unbelievable ringing in the ears. I've got pain in my back. I've got a headache. I've been sleeping and drinking loads of water. Every day has taken every ounce of energy that I've got to get done what I need to get done, and then I'm almost collapsing, to be honest. But this is what we're doing. We're doing a lot of work. I mean, we're multi-dimensional.
2012, they said everything's reversed. Not like
Some of us are
2021.
working very, very hard outside of this. Yeah. So.
Yeah, best time ever to be alive. Yeah.
Thing is, thanks to everybody who said I was like Ricky Gervais. Yeah, thanks for that. And I'm here and just doing my thing. You know, normally a bloke in a kitchen,
Doing my
a bloke
thing.
in a car with a slightly wet parka. So, massive thanks to all of you again for all the feedback and all the videos. I've had a huge amount of requests for part 2 to the Abracadabra code. A few people said it was complete nonsense. I don't think.
Funny how the Abracadabra code, the Abracadabra clock, looks like the Q clock, doesn't it? Quantum.
Guys, us or Juicy and Lucy are extraordinary and fascinating. I mean, it is fascinating, and that's what this channel is. It's a discovery channel. It's you know, I'm not putting anything up saying this is all true. I'm just putting things up saying this is an intellectual, emotional, spiritual adventure.
Yeah.
And maybe a physical adventure as well at some point. But you know, explore, do your own research, listen, see if things resonate with you.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of you have asked for the PDF of the Abracadabra code diagram, but to be honest, I only got the picture literally 10 minutes before we did the video, and I put them into a Word doc so we could illustrate it, and I was planning to go through all of them, but there's so much information coming out of those two, and I had to keep slowing them down so that people could understand what they were saying. So I'm going to put them into a PDF, and it'll be on the
Talk quite fast like I do.
video as a download. And we're going to charge a small amount for it because I think these guys have put a lot of effort into this and they deserve something, you know, just as an exchange of energy, really. It's not about making millions of quid, it's not at all. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. So massive thanks to everybody for all the support. It's very humbling, it's very amazing, and I do appreciate it. So see you soon.
Yeah, it was just great. Yes, and I've brought the phrase and fable book as well, so that'll be interesting, won't it? If you don't know what I'm going on about, you're going to have to go and watch the Abracadabra. People may go in and go, I don't understand this, but the more you watch it, it sort of sinks in and you sort of like, you don't have to sort of get it, but you do get it, if you get what I'm saying. So some people will go, I don't, what? So, but that's where people, you know, who understand will just understand. The hammer will drop just... Yeah, we were saying totally how we think it will be before Christmas with the other stuff and whatever, but we all know it's just going to be amazing anyway. People are going to lose their shit like they already are doing. Yeah, you do have to go in with new eyes. That's why I say there's a lot of people who've been awake, but, you know, new eyes were needed at the end of the day. Yeah, buy the PDF. It's well worth it. So, as I'll say before, yeah, where we go, when they're talking about the quinny juice, I'll say again, 3 grapefruits, 3 lemons, 1 waxed. Juice them. I used a hand juicer because I've got that in my fridge. Use the rind, the skin, put them in a slow cooker with 3 lemons, 3 grapefruit, 3 litres of water, and you can put a bit of honey in it when you're having it after. So I'm going to be testing that tomorrow, and I'm going to be reporting on what I feel it's you know what effects it's having. So you're not supposed to have absolutely shitloads of it because you know it's an energy booster as well. You're supposed to have like about like I don't know like that. So whatever, but yeah. So yeah, I think I can't remember if there's. Oh yeah, I wanted to explain the card reading today because I wasn't speaking on it. It just I just did a 11 spread because I did 9 and I thought I'll do answer and a question and an answer, so it became 11. So I was like, yes. So what came out now? Yeah, I can't remember what. What oh my god. Oh yeah, it was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think this was the how they came out. So we got do all the fruit and just skins and juice. Yeah, and you can put, and then you can have it with zinc as well. So, but you yeah, mine's just steeping now. I'm going to put it in the fridge in a bit. But magic, the first one was, I was asking about the Golden Age. This was all really to do with the Golden Age, but obviously it'd be like a story told. So the Golden Age, which is funny because when I pulled the card out, is this lovely lady here. No, she's got golden wings, golden, and the sun's up here. So it's quite a golden effect on it. And it says, the Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within. Well, you are unlocking the magic. This is what I said before when someone put that post up in the March, wizards versus lizards, which just made me laugh because these reptilian people, energies, whatever, doesn't matter. I see them as cold-blooded, too left-brained, whatever, especially those elites, you know what I mean? So unlock the magic within. And then it was Broken Arrow, embrace the energy of peace. And I also saw this, it doesn't matter about how many arrows are being thrown at you because they're just going to break off, because at the end of the day, we are going to a world of peace anyway, because, you know, that's what Trump's bringing. If anyone's not noticed, there's no ISIS and all that anymore. We're in a spiritual war anyway. Any wars, you know, they were like, oh, we're going to have a war with Iran for it. It's funny that. It's not happening, is it? Oh, Kim Jong-un and his big army, we're going to have... Funny that. That's not happened either. And just having that peace within you, because we all know that is coming. It doesn't seem like it at the minute, but it is. So there's a lot of arrows being thrown at people. But just know, when you're standing up in your truth, they just ricochet off anyway, because you've got the armour of God on at the end of the day. Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. Heart Guardian, protect your heart. It's not all, it's like Magenta Pixie said, it's not all love and light and fairies and bloody unicorns like some people think it is. You have to protect that sometimes. Because people will take advantage on both sides, do you know what I mean? And, you know, it is a time to be taking care of yourself, loving yourself. That's what I said about the whole autumn time, which that's a bit orangey, ready, autumnish, you know. We're resting up for what's coming, because if you think your energy's just wait. And then we got the Direction Guardian. Well, it's funny that, because this is what I was saying about this book that I just picked up today, the Book of Two Ways. What direction are you going in? You're going to be seen. This is going to go down in history, what side you stood for. So it doesn't matter what you think's right or wrong. You're going to be seen for what side you stood for, what's what and who's who. So it doesn't matter who's saying you're wrong, I'm wrong, they're wrong. We're all going to see. We're all going to see. And choose your path, it says. So choose your path, and I say wisely. There's a lot of fake people out there. I'm not talking about other people who've been talking about me, because they just think I'm talking about them all the time. I'm saying there's a lot of fake people out there. There's a lot of, you know, everywhere. And that's why it's got the compass and the all seeing eye in the middle. You know, choose your path wisely. And then we had Father Sky, trust in the unknown. Well, a lot of people, you see, are very like, oh, I want facts and I want this. How do you know? You can't. It's like, I can trust in the unknown, because really, you've got to put trust in the universe. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Just because you can't see energy doesn't mean it's not there. A lot of us are seeing it. A lot of people feel it. So, that reminds me of Tesla anyway, with the whole lightning and things going on there and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. And then we've got, see, and it's funny how we had the father sky, you know, looks quite wise, masculine energy. And then, oh, look, straight after that, we got, you know, the wise one, the woman, feathers in her hair, owl there. What do you call it? Triangles pointing down, feminine, earthly. And it's funny because I drew an owl the other week with a crow. I was doing some art for somebody. I drew a crow, a bird, and an owl. And it says, wise one, grow within your current situation. The situation we feel we're in now, we are growing. All this, what new birthing pains with the new world we're going into. This is what's happening. The situation may seem a bit at the minute, but it's actually growing because birthing pains, they're painful. But you have a beautiful child at the end of them birthing pains. So this new world's going to be birthed. It is being birthed because we're manifesting it. So it's coming into manifestation. But we've had to go through the shit, the pain, all that sort of stuff to have this birth of a new world. Or it wouldn't be worth it, really, would it? If it was all easy, really, it wouldn't be worth it, would it? Really? Yeah, this is what I asked for today. So we've got the wise woman. So grow within your current situation. You can still grow within this current situation because it's going to move anyway. Currents of energy. And then we got this one kept popping up. The water guardian. Connect with your emotions. You know, and it's funny how, you know, she's got the bubbles on there and she's got one on her third eye. Connect. And that's why it's blue and it's water, because, you know, your emotions are like water. And then the last one that came out, no, oh no, it wasn't the last one that came out, sorry, I've got 11 cards, was Elder. The Elder, the Elders, ancient ones. Move beyond ancestral patterns. That's that thing I've been saying. We're letting go of ancestral patterns, things from before, what we've been told, this, that, and the other. Oh, you're Pisces too, so am I. So, yeah, we're moving from that which we know about. Spring, see your seeds grow. Well, I think next spring is going to be the total sort of the clearing of, people have seen the shit. We've gone through a bit. The clearing comes in. You know, of say the golden age. It'll be a lot more clearer then. Spring, see your seeds grow. So everything you're planting now and you're manifesting, it says 57 watching, 57 thumbs up. So there's a validation for me in numbers. Just put me off what I was saying then, but there you go. Then we had winter. Take care of your needs. Take care of your needs over this winter season because you're going to need it with all the energies flying about. And the wolf, I always say, the wolf in sheep's clothing. Some people will perceive that as bad. Oh, yeah, wolf, you're a wolf. Wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah, I'd rather be a wolf in sheep's clothing because there's no way, like I said before, I want to be a sheep in wolf's clothing because that doesn't really work, does it? We played a cunning game. We had to hide ourselves as sheeps at one point. We woke up. We tore that little fake little sheep fancy dress costume and we're the wolves. Have a lot of wisdom, the wolves. And then the last one was, yeah, the 11th one was Medicine Mother. As funny enough, we've been talking about Quinny juice. Medicine Mother, honour your inner knowing. Well, you should be honouring your inner knowing. Some people think they've got inner knowing. It's just because they're listening to other people. Not like we all listen to different people to resonate, but just, you know, that's why I see people flitting everywhere. But the medicine woman, the medicine mother, I should say, honour your inner knowing. And you should honour yourself and you should be proud of yourself, you know, give yourself a pat on the back. But the medicine mother also with, we know, you know, things on earth, you've got the infinity, things on earth, you know, natural plants, this, that and the other. We all know these are medicines, not big pharma, and that's where we'll be going. So, you know what I mean? That will eventually crash and burn in the end, slowly, but just looking. And it's funny how she's got the infinity over her eyes, just looking like them parallel universes, that side and that side, you know, redshift, blueshift, whatever you want to say. But funny how you can look. You have to see both sides of the story. I said this to someone today. There's no point saying, oh, well, you know, people in mainstream media, people who watch mainstream media and believe that, have only seen one side of the story. They're not seeing the rest of it. And you can't really... You've got to see both sides of the story to know what the bigger picture is, to know actually what is the truth. Because there's no point being, like I said, too airy-fairy or too on that side. It's about seeing both. And then you realise it's just a lot easier to put together. Yeah, no big pharma in the new earth. That's not what we're manifesting. So that's why I say be very careful. Like Mark said, be very careful what you're thinking, what you're putting out, what you're drawing, what you're writing, what you're doing. Because the more you talk about the fear-mongering, that's why I don't talk about it in depth of a Q thing of, oh my God, if I was one of them, I'd be running around going, oh my God, you know, Q said this and Q said that, so you need to go and like dig a hole in the garden as a bunker, because if this I don't talk like that. There's a lot of people on Q who do talk like that. I don't. You know, and I know it's about putting the positive out, because that's what we want to manifest, that's what we should be talking more of. But like I said, I'm just trying to help the people that are coming over. But yeah, so they were off the cards today. So they were good cards. And I might just do one now before I go, because I'm going to go now, because I've been on quite long. But I just have to get that. I probably haven't said half the stuff I was going to say, because I just wanted to get a load of stuff off my chest. But just saying, don't worry about arguments you're having with people or the energies that are going about, because they're quite strong. People moaning and this, that and the other. Because like I said, we're going to see what's what. And all the people that moan, oh, you've said this, you've said that, we're seeing this, realise how big it is. But I'm not even bothered about them people, because it's just like, we know it's coming. It's like someone said, I don't know if it was Mark or somebody else said today about, you know, the world being the new America. If the America is a land and free, well, that's what they want. And that doesn't mean the new world order. And it doesn't mean one world in the new world order. It means we all unite as the things that we want to come in. You know, the proper constitution, land laws, not sea laws, the things that we want to manifest. You've tired me out. Oh, yes, I just go on and on. I'd be all right with Juicy and Lucy, because they just gab like I do. But when you're in free flow, you just go. I haven't gone off my notes again, because I can't. It's just one of the things that comes in. Like Mark Atwood said, sometimes you just feel you need to say something, and you just have to go and say it, you know. So, just see. Yeah. And you've got to bring the humour with it as well, do you know what I mean? You've got to bring the humour with it as well. 2 hours and 50 minutes, bloody hell. The thing is, I never know I'm on that long, because I know Mark Atwood was taking the mic the other day and he said, oh my God, you're on for about 15 hours. We know I've done about 5 at the most, I think. But time flies when you're having fun, and you can't put... It's hard to say. I tried to say I was doing a short one, but it's hard to do that when you're in the flow. And if people don't like long videos, you just cut it up and watch it when you want to watch bits and segments, you know what I mean? So you can't put a timer when you're in the flow. It just doesn't work. Laughter is a good... laughter is a form of medicine. Oh, guess what? Protect your... It's the arrows again, you see. What are people coming with the arrows? It says surround yourself with protective energy. I always do. But remember the card before those arrows are breaking, because you've got the armor of God on. They're just pinging off. It's just like the firing stuff and projecting. It's just like ping, ping, ping. Not even whatever. So I'm going to go now. Yeah, I probably didn't even come out with half the stuff I was going to come out with, because whatever. You know. Oh yeah, the dark side. Definitely hate laughter. That's why you've got to have a laugh. That's why in the queue there's been a lot of meme wars, and they've been really funny, because the other side are not funny. They're not very good at creating stuff. You know, I'm talking about the dark side. I'm talking about the deep state and all that. They're not. They just steal things off people and this, that and the other. But that's why... You know, when I'm on one sometimes and I'm having a laugh and stuff, because you have to do that. It breaks like their control, you know, their spells and what they want projected on people, especially if you're not feeding into it. Yeah, and if you'd like to make a donation, what do you call it, a coffee donation, Effie's just put it in chat, PayPal, if you'd like to. I haven't got your hand up your back, and I'm quite transparent when I say that, so, you know, whatever. It's just an energy exchange, as I do come on here with energy, and I do come on for quite a bit, as I said, nearly 3 hours, so, you know, don't have to, but I do, because I just love the what word could I use? The sovereignty of people linking up. Certain words I don't want to use now. The sovereignty of people linking up in the vibe tribes. You know, that come together when we come together to talk about these things. So like I said, I don't really like saying community anymore because it sounds like communist, you know. There is that thing. So yeah, so I was going to say, have a great weekend, because the days are going so fast and it's only Monday, but it feels like, I thought it was Saturday. Yeah, without the funny laughing, yeah, exactly. No matter what's going on, you've got to have a laugh of it, because bloody hell, no point being miserable. Oh, Penny Starshine, it's just, all you do if you want to is you just go on the link in chat where Effie's put the link up, and it's just PayPal through my email, and that's all it is. If anyone wants to, that's up to you. But yeah, thank you very much anyway. So yeah, as Dave says, keep vibing high, vibe tribe. Exactly. So yeah, it's good night from me. It's good night from him. It's not really, because nobody's there. And I will see you. What day is it? Monday. I'm not going to say I'm not going to come on here and there. You'll just see me when you see me, because I say that and then something comes in and I have to come and say something. Oh, what I will do is, with the book thing, because it's just funny how Mark Atwood has said that I love linking up people do the same thing. When you're flicking through a book randomly, so I'm going to flick through this book of Power Thoughts, and just see what comes up. Let me have a look. So we've got 64 and 65, this page, and it says, "It is healing to show my emotions. It is safe for me to be vulnerable." Yeah, it is. It's showing your feelings. Like when people cry and stuff, people don't show the feelings. That releases. It's like cleansing, water cleansing. Trust the Trump. Like, oh, I do, Rand. I do trust it. And then 65 is I open my consciousness to all the wonderful possibilities of life. Yes. Open up to that. A lot of people are very closed off because they're in the fear. So as I said, thanks all for coming in. I'm not shouting your names out because I can't bother tonight. Sorry, don't mean it in a nasty way. I'm tired now. I need to go and read a bit of that book before I go to bed. But yeah, thanks for coming in. And I genuinely am grateful for you all coming in. And I'll see you soon. Where we go, one we go all. Keep holding your light. Keep pumping the positivity out. Keep smiling. Keep laughing. Keep doing all the things that keep you, whatever keeps you in a high vibration, do it. Especially now. Because as you know, the energies you're feeling into, even if you're not getting in conversation, I think you can feel it. Just do your thing at the minute and do that restful thing. Have baths in salt. Do the Quinny juice. Go and check Mark Atwood's channel out. And even if you don't get the abracadabra, just the best thing to do, I think, with that is lie on your bed or comfortable somewhere where you're just chilling out. And just listen to what they're saying. Don't have the thing of like, I don't understand it. Just listen to it. And then maybe listen to the next one and maybe listen to it again. And it will sort of sink in. But just listen to them how they are anyway. Because they're lovely people. And there's that frequency of how they're just bouncing off each other. Not the ping pong game. Not that game. Just naturally bouncing off each other. It is really nice, and they have a laugh, and like I said, you might not understand it, but your inner knowing will understand it, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. So where we go one, we go all, and I will see. Yeah, I love their giggling, and that everyone loves hearing someone giggle. So more of that please, and I will see you very soon. Bye.